find a rosy, your pockets looking lonely. Ashes, ashes, these.
Okay, baby better hype me up. Baby better hype me up. Baby better hype me up. Okay, ooh. Okay, baby better hype me up. Baby better hype me up. Baby better hype me up. What is up, Cripple Crew? How is everybody this morning? I see Kathleen Smith, member Cripple Crew Inc. Marco, and he was in early like usual. Ron Crow, member Cripple Crew Inc. We got War Room, original member Cripple Crew Inc. Henry G kicked it off. And then, of course, we have Donald Bless, a.k.a. Donnie Bless, a.k.a. Bless Knives. Donzo the Clown.
That's right.
Neil, gonna give Neil McKenzie a quick salute for that 4-month membership. That is awesome. Huge appreciation, Neil Mac. Clint Crosby, Caleb, good morning. How are you today, Donnie?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing killer.
Excellent.
We've got
Thanks
some.
for having me on here.
Oh shit, man! I'm excited. I'm glad that you had time to come on. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. Always got stuff in the pipeline.
Oh yeah, no rest for the wicked, man.
We'll sleep when we die.
Yep, that's what the coffee's for.
Yep. Just in time, Henry G, member Cripple Crew Inc., and the first person in the chat when this was kicked off, Homer Phelps, member Cripple Crew Inc. Good morning. So, what's the workflow look like lately?
Heavy, man, which is good. Yeah, man, I'm staying mad busy. I got more than enough work to be too slow to do.
Hell yeah! What's your current timeline on?
Right now, I'm telling people probably around September.
Oh wow!
I'm going to. It could be a little sooner, but I'm going to take a month or two to work on some prototyping and some other stuff I don't have time for during a normal workflow. And then I also want to try to put out like a drop of like PJs rather than just only working book spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Plus, get some lower price ones out there. Just all plain Jane. Just blasted, tumbled. Rather than full customs. Be able to get some for first come first serve for folks.
Yeah, that'd be dope. So, what coffee you drinking?
Today I'm drinking some Congo. I get all my coffee from a local joint called Bad Seed. It's all direct trade and all that. Super fancy coffee.
Nice.
I am a snob.
Do you like a good dark roast or?
Yeah, no. I mean, to me, dark roast just means they burn that shit. Yeah, like a medium to light roast, but it's all roasted locally here in-house by the homies Matt and Brenna. It's really dope. If you're into nice coffee, I'll have to fucking send you some beans.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love some good flavored coffee. Not big on putting stuff in the coffee. The coffee has enough flavor for me.
Oh yeah, this definitely speaks for itself for sure. Little fruity tones and stuff,
Yo. Joe Isabella, Pook Doozle, member Cripple Crew Inc. Gabe Harlan, what's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
So I've been curious about the tattoo stuff.
Okay.
I know. How long were you a tattoo artist prior to starting knives?
I tattooed for about almost 10 years. And I pierced before that for about 10, 11 years. So I worked at the tattoo shop pretty much for about 20.
Hell yeah. Nick Martino says, Don the Lady Killer Bless, a.k.a. Donzo the Clownzo in the mother loving house. Okay. I see you, Don. See you, two dudes.
What's up, Nick?
Rolf Robertson. Yo, yo. Mrs. Deadly, what's going on, sexy?
Oh,
Caleb says my ex-wife was a tattoo artist.
bet she was a pain in the ass.
So, what's your favorite style to tattoo in, if you have one?
Old school or Japanese stuff, probably like old school American shit.
American traditional. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I can do pretty much anything except portraits. I'm really good at lettering, but I fucking hate doing it.
Yeah.
You know, mostly because I don't fucking care about what most people are getting written on them, and I think it's a personal take here, but I fucking don't like words as tattoos. Like, I think it's ugly. I'm not a book.
Prefer art. I get it.
You know, I'm a snob about that too. Whatever.
Most artists are, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of unavoidable, really.
They got something they're snob about.
You know.
And so was your time doing tattoo when you were really starting to get into it? Was that after the tribal craze, or were you stuck in the middle of the solid black tattoo phase?
No, I definitely missed out on the big height of that. I've done my fair share of fucking tribal tattoos, but it was definitely less popular when I was doing it. When I started working in the shop, it was pretty big, but that was fucking 2002 or so. Like, I basically started working there in high school, so unofficially.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. I remember when everybody was just getting these big, ugly, solid black tattoos. William Hornbostel, ATB2, what's going on? Good to see you. Nick Martino said on. What's that?
I was going to say, I don't claim Nebraska has good barbecue. I said Jim's Rib Haven has good barbecue, and that happens to be here in Omaha. Fuck the rest of the places.
It better have good barbecue with a name like Jim's Rib Haven.
Yeah, it's banging. It actually started out in Chicago and then kind of broke off, and a dude opened one here. I don't even know if there is still one in Chicago, but it's been open for like my entire life, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. So Joe says his buddy hates lettering, and he joked that he sounds like a grumpy dog grunting and huffing the whole time instead of talking. I have had a couple of tattoo artists that aren't big into chit chat during the tattoo. You seem like you'd be bullshitting with people the whole time.
Yeah, man, it makes it fucking more comfortable for me, more comfortable for them. I mean, sure, sometimes people are fucking annoying and you don't want to talk to them, but for the most part, yeah, I'd rather sit there and fucking have a conversation. Otherwise, I'm over here like bored as shit. I mean, obviously working, but like, yeah, you gotta have some interaction, you know. I act like a clown in there, so whatever. What up, Eagle Scout?
Good to see you, Eagle Scout.
My dirty ass work hat. Don't mind this.
With the ghost logo.
That's
Laser
right.
Ghost.
The ghost with the most.
Yeah, one of my club brothers had was set up for tattoos. He had done it for years, and after a fun night out with the club, we all ended up back at his house, and Mrs. Deadly got to tattoo a little something on everybody.
Oh yeah,
and that was a fun night.
That sounds a little wild.
Yeah. It's and so I do have a tattoo from my wife on me.
Nice. All of my tattoos were done at the shop I grew up in, including the one unprofessional tattoo, which I let an ex-girlfriend do on my knee.
Yeah, mine have been done all over. I've been tattooed in San Francisco and in Louisville, Kentucky, Austin, Texas, in Washington. I was in the service when I was young, and
All right. All right.
a lot of service guys are always going out for tattoos.
Oh,
Byron, what's up? Splitting Slices, Member Cripple Crew Inc., Barbie Chamber, EDC Girl, what's up, homegirl? Yeah, Austin, Texas, 6th Street could be a little dangerous because the tattoo shops stay open till 2 or 3 in the morning. And so it's really easy to walk out of a bar and walk in and go, look at the wall and go, that looks cool.
oh yeah.
Without thought when you're a young serviceman.
Our shop used to be open pretty late. Yeah, those were good times. Now it's all tattoo shops are boring now.
Yeah, you can't you can't smoke while you're getting tattooed.
Dude, yes. What the fuck? Where's the haze of smoke in the joint? Goddamn.
Yeah, there's it's so. I mean, I like clean, but it's. I don't mean sterile as in sterile clean. Most of them are sterile as in boring. The shops that. But brand new American, Mimo.
BNA.
Rick's Knives, remember Cripple Crew Inc., what's up?
Tattoo shop was fun times, man. I grew up, I was like, fuck, the last bastion of like old school kids around here, fucking. I grew up fucking, making my own needles, building my own tattoo machines.
Yeah. Did you? I don't know if you've seen it. There's an Instagram post that I just saw the other day that popped up that sells a put together at home jailhouse tattoo kit. Like it comes with the toothbrush and the instructions for melting and bending it. It comes with the pin casing and has the little motor to hook the needle up to and put it in the pin casing. And it's just, I was like, they're really selling that on Instagram. You can buy real tattoo guns.
This is terrible.
For inexpensive prices. Now, I mean, you can buy very expensive ones too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, you could get a real tattoo gun instead of putting towels. But you shouldn't be just deciding to buy your own tattoo gun off of Instagram.
No, I don't support that really.
Yeah, it had like the whole video of using the lighter on the toothbrush to bend it at a 90-degree angle to make your frame. Came with the rubber bands to hold it together and then some electric tape.
We are doomed as a species, I swear.
I just saw that the other day. Robo Stevo. What's up? Nick Martino says he votes for a production Bless and Edgy Blade Works collab.
Could be rad. I want to get a fucking like a mid-tech going at some point, but I want to get it all made here, so I got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, that would be sick. So, dude, speaking of, the knives, do you have Ripley #1 on you?
Oh, I sure do.
Oh, I'm going to give you the screen real quick just so we can see Ripley #1.
Let me flip it around here.
That looks so good.
No, this is #1.
Very, very cool.
I took the stud off of it because I used it for something else. But
yeah.
Yeah, I got the so this is #1 official, and then This is the very, very first proto.
I like it.
It's all like mismatched, like a basically junkyard fucking build here.
Yeah, just figuring out what you were going for.
Oh yeah, like both sides of the scales are like different sizes and shit. Like, but yeah, this is the original one.
Very dope piece of history.
Yeah, pretty fun, pretty fun. Ooh, I got myself.
I do that on lives all the time.
Yeah, dude, I got myself like a couple weeks ago with my brothers. Bam, right on the nut.
Yeah. Kelly White, what's up, sis? Ginger Fisher, member Cripple Crew Wink. Pook says medic. So is the Ripley still your favorite of the blades you make to make?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Love making the big bad.
Big and scary looking. It was like, you know, the first well, maybe not the first design I drew, but the first one that I realized as far as building one or whatever. And yeah, so it's, you know, it holds that special spot for me. Yeah, I don't know. But then I like the other ones. You know, I got this Vapor here on me.
Oh, I was looking at that from the Blade Show 22 coverage. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, that's the one that Transparent Knives had. Did you send that one to Transparent Knives?
No, I sent Ripley one to him. This one, Bob DeMarco had it. Knife Junkie.
Knife Junkie. That's the one I saw it on. He had a Ripley and he had that one on him for review. That one is so sick with the fat carbon thumb studs and.
Thanks, buddy.
I mean, they're all dope, but that one.
I really like this one. I want to keep it for myself, but I don't know if I will.
And the size on that is like perfect EDC.
Yeah, and that's really the whole reason I designed this one was because I felt it was a more accessible design to people, more normal looking compared to my Ripley or whatever.
Sure.
And to my surprise, I've only had like a couple orders on this. Every other order I've had is either for a Ripley or a Newt, which is like the shortened Ripley. So
yeah,
yeah, it just kind of surprised me. But yeah, it's a great little knife.
Do you do many of the Defiants? Wait.
Defiant? No, I haven't.
What was the not Defiant? What was the? Oh, I haven't.
The what?
The Defiant. Yeah, it's on your website.
Oh yeah, don't look at
that. Stick to the Instagram.
I made that website like 3 years ago, and I haven't touched it since. Like none of that shit is so old. Yeah. Yeah, no, I fucked up. But the Defiant, no, I made a couple back then, and they sucked. Let me see. I thought I had one here. And then I never went back into them. Gotcha. I planned too soon. I don't know where it went. I have one lying around.
Mr. Eddie, member Cripple Crew Inc. says he's only here to be blessed by bless.
Got you.
But yeah,
to be bringing out the Defiant for sure. That's a little bit smaller than the Vapor, so I will be doing that. Wish I could find the goddamn one I had to.
It also has a bit of a less scary blade shape for some folks. Anybody that's not big into Warnies. Now, I personally, Warnie is my favorite blade shape, so I'm all over the Ripley, Newton Vapors.
Like I love, you know, like daggers, but I don't like carrying them. But I like the look of them. I think they look sweet.
Yeah, they look cool, but I like to throw my thumb on the spine for control often, especially when my hands are shaky. And that don't work too well.
No. I did a double-edged, just normal knife at one point. I had laying around the house, and I fucking kept laying my thumb on it. So I said, no more of that. I'm too stupid.
Nick Martino says he'll have a Ripley one day with a meteorite backspacer and thumb studs.
Ooh, all right, all right.
Robo Steve O says Dominus Ominous. You get an added Robo Bless too.
Robo Bless.
Killolimus.
Yes.
What's up, Member Cripple Crew Inc.? What it do, homie? Roger that, Joe. See you later. Caleb is asking if you have a newt handy.
No, I don't have one here. I've only made. No, I mean, well, I can run downstairs and get one, but I have to run downstairs. If you don't mind.
That'd be. If you want to show it off, that'd be dope.
All right, cool. Hang on one sec.
Sure. Thanks, Tony. Orion Cetus on the way. Very cool, Neil Mac. Hope everybody. Oh, there's a long old beard hair that just came off my hand. Hope everybody is having a killer Saturday. Man, listen to that thwack. I love that thwack. I dig the newt, but I really think the vapor is my goal. That's the one that is right at that size that I really like. War Room's Ripley's coming up soon. I know he is insanely stoked. Yeah, I was checking his Blade Show 22 coverage again yesterday. And that Defiant is a pretty cool blade shape too. Definitely quite a bit different. So, just to let y'all know, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, we've got some South African guests joining us. One Moon Collective, member Cripple Crew Inc. What's going on? You've still got the Blessed Knives and said Stevie Woo collab pieces available for those who missed the original drop. What are those? What are those? Mind of Milton, what's up? Pineapple slishy in a bong with some bubble hash on top. Yay, yay. Sounds like a tasty morning B&A. I had some papaya flour and I'm trying to remember what the wax was. Drawing a blank. Drew Dude, what's going on?
All right, so yeah, I got a new here.
Oh, that is such a wicked looking blade.
Backspace reaction, man.
Oh, dig it. Man, I don't know if I prefer the newt or the vapor.
Next to a full size.
I love the Ripley, but the newt and vapor are more in that size that I like to carry.
For sure. And then I also got the move this cursor. The mini
Ripley.
Mini Ripley.
Ooh. Have you done many of the mini Ripleys?
No, I haven't. This is the only one there is right now. There's a couple people on the books for them, but
that looks so good. Great size.
Yeah, the mini's great.
That looks awesome. Hell yeah.
The hell, man?
Yeah. Yeah, that auto zoom was a trip.
Yeah, what the fuck? There we go. No! I got a brand new camera like yesterday, so I'm just learning how to use it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What camera did you go with? What brand?
It is an OBSBot Meet 2. This little guy.
We'll have to see how you like it.
Yeah, so far it's going all right. Quality's good. Lets me show stuff up close, unlike the other camera. So, yeah.
Yeah, people are saying it's definitely very clear.
Oh, good. Thanks, guys.
Kathleen Smith asked if the Mini Ripley is the smallest knife that you make.
Yes. Until, well, there it is. I found one of my old Defiants.
Yeah, I like that Tonto blade shape. So yeah, that is definitely a little bit smaller, it looks like.
Yeah, where'd the Mini go? Let's see.
Yeah, okay. So it's got a fair, over an inch smaller.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really bad at this. Here we go. Yeah.
Mo Patty
EDC,
what's up? That's the Defiant in his hand currently, if that's the one you're asking about.
Yes. And I've done several different blade shapes for this, so I'll see what I end up liking. But I'll definitely do a Tonto one and then one with just a kind of a regular, like flat with
drop point.
Like a little belly, yeah.
Ron Dobbins, Maple Cripple Crew Inc. What's going on? Dragoon, Legion Steel, what's up?
Well, here's a still up here. Of the first folders I made was a friction folder.
Oh shit!
I made this spring of 22, 23. I don't remember.
I see the Defiant came pretty much directly from that.
Yep, it sure did.
That is awesome. Now, did I hear you say on the talk with Aries that you are looking to add some mills to your shop?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the next major tool purchase I make will be buying a manual mill for sure. That would help in many areas.
But yeah, Barbie's loving the pink.
Thanks, Barbie.
How much for a PJ Mini Ripley? Says Drew, dude.
Probably looking around 9.
Nick Martino just asked, you can turn hardware with one, can't you?
No, not with a no. That you need a nice lathe for that.
Yeah. When you've got a pretty good connection set up with tie connector.
Yeah, and their hardware is super nice. Someday in the long future, I want to make my own hardware. That'd be freaking sweet.
Yeah, B&A says mill and a surface grinder, and Donnie's gonna get rich.
After I pay those 2 bastards off.
That
shit is not cheap.
No.
But yeah, man, I got all kinds of random stuff here. If you want me to keep showing off stuff.
We'll keep looking.
Here's one of the first Fixies I've ever made. It used to be a file.
Nice and thin.
Yeah, I'm all about the little pocket Fixies, so just a little guy. And then shortly after this,
Oh, the Donnie size Fixie. That's what people would think of after seeing the Ripley's. They'd think of a big ass Fixie.
yeah, this used to be a big file. You can see the lines there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my yard chopper.
I always loved the remnant of the file pattern.
Yeah, I left it on the whole spine too. This probably won't focus on that, but
Yeah, you can kind of make it out.
But yeah, I left it all the way down the spine. So that's pretty fun. This thing, so I like convex ground it. It's like one of the only things I ever convex ground. And this thing is sharp as shit. I even got like this notch knocked out of it from hitting a nail in my tie wall.
Oh, damn nail.
But this thing will still like shave hair, which is crazy.
Ed Durbin, Edyards. What's going on? Greg Vanderlip. What's up, homie? Oh, I like that Damascus.
This is my baby. It's beaten, kind of rusty looking. But full flat, it's like super, super thin. This is one of the first things I made when I got into knife making too, was reblading this.
Yeah.
Because this cold steel, I've had this thing for like, I don't know, 15 years probably. I love this knife.
What's the steel in that Damascus?
It's Alabama Damascus steel.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So decent, but not high-end shit. Here's another Alabama Damascus. I actually just re-etched it the other day.
That is a sick little Fixie.
I made this for myself a long time ago, like almost 6 years ago now. And then I made the handle material. It just kind of looks like a dirty green denim almost, but it's actually an old Army fatigue shirt or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And I
like
cut
a
it up,
BU blouse.
cut it up, layered it with epoxy, and turned out to be really good material. It's got a real fine, like almost like a micarta texture, linen, or linen, what I'm talking about.
Yes.
My brain's not working right now. But yeah, it turned out really good. It's really, really fucking hard. And yeah, I want to make more of it. I just haven't had any time to do that.
Yeah, that's really sick making it from a BU blouse.
Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty cool. I thought it was a good idea because the shirt was all beat up and ripped and stuff. It was ready to be done, so I just cut it up.
Ooh, that's got to be slicey as shit with that full flat grind.
Oh yeah, this thing's a laser. As you can see, it's so thin. I ripped it. Let's see if I can.
Just a mirror finish on that.
Yeah, that's not helping either here. But right here, yeah, you can see it. It's not
little
a nick.
Little nick in the blade.
Like a bend in it because it's so thin.
What's that one made of?
CPM 154.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were looking for a little toughness out of something that thin.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite steels, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I make fixies and stuff. People are like, oh, do you make fixies? I'm like, yeah, I just haven't in a long time. Here's another little fixie.
That's a great EDC shape. Do you take orders for fixies?
Yeah. I'll make damn near anything except hidden tank stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I did full tang only.
Yeah. Hidden tang is not my jam. I made one. I did it for like a build-off, basically, like a little competition. And then I since dismantled it because I'm a OCD Fucking weirdo. But it was an Arkansas toothpick here.
Oh, wow. Very, very stabby.
Yeah. I'll have to send you a pic when it actually looked good before I dismantled it. I was really pissed about it. So there's a big guard on it, you know, and one side was like an eighth of an inch longer than the other side, and my brain couldn't handle it. So I just took a hammer to the guard, broke it off.
It was just bugging you way too much.
You know, I'm gonna fix it one of these days.
I've got a couple questions. The first is, how much for a price, says War Room?
Like a titanium one, that'll start around 80 bucks. A steel one's gonna start around 120. So I got heat treated and everything. I got one of those on me. It's my bros.
Yeah, yeah. Is that one heat treated steel?
Yeah, this one is this one I think this is spring steel, like 5160 spring steel. I made this maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So now I make them out of stainless and stuff, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when I make them out of steel, they're basically cold chisels. Like I've shown a couple of videos where I'm basically cutting chunks out of my vise with it. So
Barbie said that Alabama toothpick would make a hell of a spear.
I've thought about that. Like, there's a couple, I don't remember the names of it. There's a couple like traditional spear types that are short-handled spears. They got maybe like a 4-foot handle, maybe a little less. And then they got a big-ass fucking blade on them. I always wanted to make one.
Ron Dobbins asked if you will ever make an integral folder.
When I get a mill, I'd like to try. But until, I mean, I just make all this stuff by hand. You can't, I'm not going to say you can't do that, but I ain't never seen you make a integral by hand.
The precision that would be required to knock that out. Not that what you're doing isn't precise.
For sure.
But, and then if you mess it up at all, you're throwing away that block of titanium and starting over.
Right. War Room. I'll just add that to your spot, bud.
Oh, that'll make him very excited.
This is the other one that the knife junkie had on his show.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
I took the studs off because they were a little wide, so I'm shortening them, but I'll put them back on.
Yeah.
And then this one, so all these dots, all these holes. So I literally took a Sharpie and just drew all this shit on here and then just like freehand drilled all this shit. And these groupings look awesome. They're not perfect, but they look awesome. This grouping does not look awesome. But, I mean,
it's all freehand.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's part of the charm.
Yeah, so I mean, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, guess I keep it.
What's the price on that one?
Jeezer? What did I say on this? $9.50. I gotta look at it. That's bad that I don't remember what I wrote down, but I don't want to misquote what I already said.
Sure. The orange and black is awesome. One of your all-time favorites from Don. Nick Martino.
Well, thanks. I like me some Halloween-y stuff.
Yeah, that. So, how many blade shows have you done? I saw that 22 was the first year that you were there.
Yep, that was the first show I worked, which was cool. That's where I met Stevie and Big Red and a bunch of people. And then, what was that? What'd you say, 20? That was 22?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next year, I went to Atlanta, but did not work it. Skipped west. And then last year, I worked both Atlanta and west. So I've worked 3 shows. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I want to, so I'm working Atlanta this year. And then I want to start getting into the smaller custom shows. A, because I've never been to one and I want to go to one. So if I'm going to go, I might as well work it. And B, I mean, for selling wise, you know, custom makers, they do better at those shows most of the time. Yeah, I still want to go to the blade shows, but I think I'm going to stop working them just so I can actually enjoy them, go hang out.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We'll see what happens, you know.
Dragoon, I guess I must have missed a question about him asking about if you'd make a big belly buoy.
Oh, none of mine. Well, as far as a fixed blade or a folder.
Well, yeah, Dragoon, I missed your question. Were you talking about a fixie or a folder? Arrowhead guys, yes, sir. Under the bridge, undertow, right there.
Yo, buddy.
War Room's asking if you have a table at Atlanta.
Yeah, this year, yeah. Table 15U.
15U in Atlanta.
You walk into the big room, you go all the way to the right, I'm about halfway up.
Yeah, I know War Room's going to be there. There's a bunch of people going to be there.
Dragoon, that one will really fit in my folder. If you look at one of my past videos, I show some of my current works in progress. I got like a drop point, clip point-ish blade with a little belly at the end, but none of my folders allow for belly in the blade at all. But I will keep that in mind when I'm building future models.
Yeah, he said, War Room said he'll see you there. Oh, he said, yeah, Dragoon says, or Fixie.
Oh, yeah, I can make it Fixie all day. Yeah, for sure.
Arrowhead guy says Atlanta will be his first show with a table.
Oh.
So they stuck him in the small room.
See, and a lot of makers like prefer the small room, so, you know, I don't know. Arrowhead guy, I apologize.
I haven't been to one yet. I was planning on going. I was starting to make plans to go to Atlanta with and meet up with everybody, and then realize that the Deadly Daughter graduates that weekend.
Oh yeah, that'll throw a wrench in it real fast.
Yeah. I'm not going to Atlanta when my daughter's graduating.
For sure. What does Arrowhead do? What do you make? What do you do?
Oh, that's Under the Bridge Tool and Scale.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
I didn't even know that. I saw you said Under the Bridge in the House. I thought you were talking about the knife. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? Sweet. I'll have to stop by and see you, bud. You know your table number? You care about me hitting this on live here?
I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay, cool. I try to be respectful of people's lives.
No, I appreciate that. But yeah, no worries. Most of the Cripple crew is familiar or partakes anyway. He says table 39C.
39C. Y'all have to come find me, homie. Maybe check out one of them Fixies. That is a nice looking Fixie. That's nice.
And this one here is Crewware at 64.5.
That's nice.
With Emerald Abalone Micarta.
Dude, I almost bought some of that, and that does look rad. I should have. Fuck.
It is so sick because it shines so well. And then when you
Matrix fucking digital weird shit,
turn it away, and all you get is the awesome burlap weave.
Right.
And then you go back to the side and that really comes out. But then again, like you turn it away and you're just getting that burlap weave. I love it.
Yeah, I should have bought some of that. That's sick.
And then orange metallic carbon fiber and liners as well. And then ram's horn on the back.
Oh, ram's horn. Shit. All right. That's cool.
When I found out, plus an AG Leatherworks sheath with this one.
Nice, nice.
When I found out I won this, I couldn't believe it. I was double checking before I replied to him, making sure it was his real account and I wasn't getting scammed. Yeah, I love this beautiful laser sharp blade. Yeah, that was
razor sharp.
My first custom. And it
yeah, that's nice.
Getting to feel the difference on a custom edge versus a factory edge is crazy. I had been wanting an Aries since the first one I saw, and when I saw his spike, I knew I wanted one because I love that Saix blade shape. And so now I've got 2 custom Fixies and definitely got the bug of wanting more custom knives.
That's the perfect little combo there with those 2 different shapes.
It is. They definitely complement each other. But yeah, do not have any custom folders yet. I think that Vapor is probably number 1 on the Grail list.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, the Ripleys and Newts are sick. That Vapor, for some reason, just really hits for me.
It was nice in the hand, too. I need to make one to keep to carry, but I mean, whether you choke off, I don't ever use the forward choil, but I mean, it feels really good.
Yeah, I use forward choils quite a bit. I have nerve damage in both hands from spine surgeries. So when the hands get shaky, getting up in the choil really just gives me control.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Getting up in there.
Yeah, I do that or a lot of pinch grips. And
for sure.
Oh, that one is gorgeous. I love that one with the fat carbon.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
What does one like that one run?
About $1,000.
Yeah. So dope with everything on there done by hand.
Thank you.
Absolute Grail status knives.
Appreciate that. So I worked that first show like in 22 that you talked about, and I thought I knew what I was doing. You know, that's when I had this one and that other one that's on my website. And you know, they're not good. You know, there's no detent basically at all on them. I mean, there's detents in them, but they don't work. But yeah, so I didn't sell anything at that show, and that's very good. You know, because they sucked. And I also met a lot of custom makers there, got a lot of advice and stuff. So I spent the whole next year dialing them in. So I never sold one until after I made the official Ripley one. So yeah, I spent about 1.5 years relearning and, you know, getting rid of the wrong knowledge I had, gaining better new knowledge, dialing it in for that year, and then selling them. Because I wasn't about to put a knife out that was half-assed, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I wanted to come to the table with knives that looked like I'd been making them for a couple of years already, even though these are my first ones. I mean, that was my idea. I ended up pulling that off, I think. So yeah, I've been really happy with my progress. I feel like my work's only going to get better. Like this one compared to the one that Bob DeMarco had, you know, same fucking knives, all that. But going in and looking at everything on this one compared to this one, You know, this one is now shit to me. You know, like, and this is only a few months later. You know what I mean? So like, you know, like everything is more even on this one, more consistent, more symmetrical, it's more precise. You know what I mean? Compared to even this one. And so yeah, I think I'm just going to continue to keep getting better and stuff as far as dialing in my process and then learning new wild shit when I go mill. So I don't know. I'm really stoked about the whole thing. You know, last year I didn't know if I could make this a thing, and now it is turning into a viable option. So I'm just stoked and thankful for the, you know, people who supported me and all that.
Hell yeah. Just got a question about your IG. I just posted the link, and when my other chat catches up, I will pin it. I have to do that in the YouTube studio, and that is taking its time catching up. Let's see. Maybe not. It is not catching up yet to let me. Come on, almost. Almost. Yeah, the StreamYard is where I run the lives through. But there we go. There we go. You can't pin in StreamYard.
Ah.
There. Now we've got that pin.
Thanks, go ahead.
Just give Les a follow. Hell yeah. Yeah. Check out that Instagram channel that I pinned, folks. He's got a lot of his work on there. Of course, you can also follow him on YouTube. I just saw where you've got a handful of different blades in your hand, different blade shapes on the Instagram. That's some wicked blades. What's that little guy?
This is my first knife I ever got. My uncle gave me when I was like 6.
Still got it in the collection.
Still got it.
That's hella cool. Status Outlaw, member Cripple Crew Inc. says, what up, Donnie?
Good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in.
Kathleen Smith is really liking your camera, and she asked if you would tell us what it is again.
That is good to hear. It is the OBSBot. OBSBot. Oh, here we go. Meet 2. OBSBot Meet 2.
Very cool.
And it's crazy. This camera, it's literally like this tall and like this wide. It's tiny. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's got great picture.
Sweet.
Nick Martino asks, how's the Spyderco? And then he also says he's so used to the 70s porn camera.
I'll be going to dual set up so I can switch back and forth for you. Spyderco treating me nicely.
Got that Stage 5 Rex 121.
Yeah.
Still sharp?
Still pretty sharp. And I've been trimming my old blizzies on my glass table here.
Yeah.
And this thing will still slice through paper even though I've been cutting directly on glass.
Yeah, and that'll normally wear them out.
I mean, it's starting to lose that bite it had, but it'll still it still shreds cardboard.
G-Ball Vision. Remember Cripple Crew Inc. What it do, G-Ball?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Nick Martino said, like a real everyday user.
That's right.
Wes Gibson, member Cripple Crew Inc. Yo, yo. Yeah. So do you still do any tattooing?
No, nope. And that's pretty much what pushed me into knife making was the tattoo shop closed during the beginning of the whole COVID thing. And then, yeah, we were closed for over a year and a half. And then, so I started, just hustling a few to make some extra money. And then my brother kind of pushed me into going full time because, well, I was over tattooing anyway. It was just, I got tired of touching people every day, like strangers. It's fucking gross. And I just want to work for myself anyway. So yeah, he kind of pushed me to pull my head out of my ass and go full time. And now that is working out almost, yeah.
So does that mean you can't get on the books for a Grail knife and a Bless tattoo?
No, not yet. I've had a couple people talk about wanting to get my little ghost on them. One day I might have to work that out at a show.
Yeah, buy a Bless, get a ghost.
That's right. Bring a fucking wand and just.
Oh, yes, I'll send you a link, Gareth. How you doing, brother?
Oh, what up, Gareth?
At noon your time, I've got Gareth and the South African knife maker Blicks and Blades coming on. You're welcome to stay and chat if you want when they come on. But I'm going extra long today because of no TKE. And I wasn't expecting anybody to go 3.5, 4 hours with me.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to, but I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I got to work on knives, so. But no, it's been awesome being on here, man. I really appreciate you having me. Super cool of you.
Nick Martinez says a weekend tattoo and knife party.
Oh, that could get dangerous.
Josh Steel 4, what it do? Does anybody? Hell yeah! Thanks for popping in under the bridge. Very cool. Also glad I had the knife out when you did.
Yeah, for sure.
Does anybody have questions for Donnie while we still got him?
Dr. Drew.
I know that I'm definitely going to be dreaming about vapors for a while now.
Thanks, bud. No questions. All righty then.
What is the most current Ripley that you are making? Aries says, who is this guy? What's up, Aries? Material-wise, he's asking. Material-wise, what's the most current that you're making?
I don't know what you mean by that, but the only Ripley I'm working on right now is for Merceau, and that has some Chad Nichols Damascus on it. It's going to have Chad Nichols Damascus blade, backspacer, clip, and then that will match his Chad Nichols Damascus pry bar and clip that I just posted pretty recently.
Another question, how far back are you booked?
It's going to be around September, homie, for a custom book spot. I'm going to try to do some drops in after Blade show with like some plain Janes.
Yeah, I have one knife with Chad Nichols Damascus.
Ooh.
The Boker M4 Sherman, which has actual World War II Sherman tank steel in the Damascus.
What?
But that's part of Boker does some like historical knives, and the pivot's shaped like the main drive sprocket of the tank. The knife itself is kind of shaped like the tank hull, and yeah, just built like a tank. I was a tanker in the Army. I drove an Abrams.
No shit.
And this has been like a dream knife of mine since I first saw one. And Zach in the Wild is the new Boker rep.
Okay.
And working with him to do some reviews on some Bokers. So he sent over a box of Bokers. He knows I'm a tanker, and he included this one for me. And yeah, my only Chad Nichols Damascus allows me to carry a tank in my pocket.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, let me grab that pry bar real quick so I can show you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Old Castlewood is cool. The Boker does some really dope materials. I like the ME 109 as well.
Well, let's see how it does with the Damascus.
Ooh, that's popping.
Oh, that clip like disappears. Woo.
Yeah, it does. I didn't even see that it was the clip side at first.
Yeah, that's the first time I've done this kind of matching clip.
Very cool. Hell yeah, Dadis. His pops was a tank driver as well.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I missed from the military is driving a tank. That was a blast.
I fucking bet that was a blast.
68 tons that you can get going over 60 miles an hour. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking wild. You ever seen the movie Fury?
Yep.
Dude, that movie's so fucking good.
Such a great movie. And
that's all I think of if somebody says tanks. I'm like, Fury.
and they did a fantastic job of showing the inside and the true inner workings of the old World War II tanks.
That's good to know that they did a good job on it because I don't know shit about it.
Yeah, I gotta say that even though like tanks aren't made for comfort,
Sure.
the Abrams definitely gives you quite a bit more than them old World War II tanks.
Nice. Shh. Shut up, cat.
How many critters do you have?
I have two little demons. Those little shit asses.
Oh, Neil Mac's gonna love the black kitty.
They my cats do not like being held at all.
No?
No.
Yeah, we've got two dogs. I've got a husky that's the biggest husky you'll ever see in your life. He's 150 pounds and he stands over 7 feet tall on his back legs.
Damn, that's
like
a big dog.
He's over 3 times bigger than anybody in his family. He's just massive. And then we have an American Pit Bull. And she's kind of a runt for an APBT. She's only about 50 pounds, but she doesn't know it because she owns our big dog. So yeah. She thinks she's a big dog.
She's the bully?
Yes. Yeah, she's definitely got a big dog attitude. Aries has a Damascus Crow that he's working on that I'm going to share a picture of real quick.
Yeah, man. He's got a few Dama blades he's working on. They're all looking super nice.
Yeah. Ooh, that came out good.
And his handle work has been killer lately with the segmented scales.
Oh, that looks beautiful, Scott.
Fuck yeah.
And then we've got War Room's Spike right here.
Ooh. I like that one too. The black and red handle.
Yeah, that looks great. Awesome.
Yeah, Aries has been killing it, man. Plus his sheaths game is about to get good too, or even better. He got a new press.
Yeah. Yeah, Kathleen Smith says, you never own a cat. They own you.
Yep. All right, man. Well, I'm going to bow out. I got the cotton mouth like a motherfucker, and I got some stuff to do.
Well, I appreciate your time, Donnie. We'll definitely have to do it again sometime.
Appreciate you having me, man. I really do. It's a good time hanging out with everybody, and, you know, I be in here in the chat hanging out anyway. So.
Yep, and I appreciate that, my man.
All right, bro.
Well, when you're working on his Ripley, we're definitely going to have to get you on TNT, Thursday Knife Talks with War Room.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That would be a blast.
I am down anytime. Just give me a heads up.
Hell yeah, much appreciated, Donnie.
All right, y'all. You have a good day. I'm sure I'll tune in eventually here into the chat and chum you up a little bit since you'll be live. So you have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Take it
All right,
easy.
brother.
Later. Man, that was awesome. That was a fun chat. I still think it'd be fun to get a custom knife done by Donnie and pick it up and get inked while you're getting picked up, or while you're picking it up. Just got the handles done this morning on that crow. They look great, Scott. I appreciate that, Caleb. I do. I'm learning, trying to get better as I go. I gotta grab some more water real quick. I'll be right back. There we go. Busted a tooth last night and trying to drink without the liquids touching the nerve, otherwise it sets it off. Gonna have to go see the dentist on Monday. Fun times. I appreciate that, Caleb. It's fun bringing folks on and talking to them, especially when, they're so damn chill, like Donnie. Those vapors. I mean, all the designs are sick. I like the Defiant too. I've seen a couple of different ones that he's done. One with more of a drop point, but I kind of like the Tonto Defiant. But that vapor, especially that fat carbon one that he has, that one there is the one that I saw on Knife Junkie. And that would be top grail folder for me. But I know War Room is getting very excited because his Ripley is getting closer to being next. Pull this back out for a minute. You want to talk about a knife, though, that really, really shocked me. This buckhorn is one of just the smoothest knives I have ever felt. And it's a frame lock that doesn't feel like it because the action is just so damn good. I said it before that when I first saw this knife on Blade Show Atlanta last year on coverage there, and I saw that it took the 2024 collab of the year, it didn't do it for me. I could see that there was really nice millwork on it, of course, but it just didn't do it for me. I am so glad I brought it in via the pass around, though, because I understand now. I understand now. I mean, the hourglass contouring on this is insane. every surface. I mean, they milled the lock bar relief cuts. The pocket clip has the matching golf ball dimpling. Just crazy. And I've dropped this on my thumb a few times already because it's so crazy smooth. Just nuts. So, like I said earlier, Josh 33025. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Yeah, get some anno work done on this would be insane. I would like to check out the aluminum version because the aluminum version is quite a bit less expensive. What's up, my brother from a South African mother? How you doing? I'm not hearing you at all, Gareth. I think you're muted.
No?
There you go. There you go. Yes,
just
I
trying to-
also like how they made the pivot look like the back of a shell casing. Got a little primer in the middle. How's your evening going, my friend?
It's going well, eh? Just at the moment trying to sort this thing out so I can see all the comments in that as well. Yeah, it's going to be Justin that's going to be coming on with us just now, not Johan.
Okay.
Justin's son.
Justin, what'd you say was the last name?
It's Justin. Always, my wife minds at me because it's like an Afrikaans name. Shmel. Shmel.
Justin Shamel.
Yeah.
Okay, from Blicks and Knives.
Yep. So I'm just trying to get this to come up with both. Sorry.
And just to let you know, folks, when Justin from Blicks and Knives joins us, he is on a farm in South Africa. So if we have some connection issues, that's the reason. He's probably not the strongest internet where he is, but we will get this going anyway.
Yeah, they battle with Signal out there, so he's doing everything in his power to try and get that right.
Very cool. And then we are also towards the end of today's stream, because this is the big super size super soaker special with no TKE this Saturday. I figure we'll also do a surprise giveaway at the end.
Nice.
And surprise as in I didn't pre-announce it. But the knife that we are going to be giving away was donated by Lefty EDC to use as a giveaway. And this is one that it's definitely got Rolf Robertson written all over it. We will be giving away the Civivi Incendi. Nice. Tactical looking knife, but hollow grind. So still very, very slicey for EDC tasks. Crazy sharp, slicey. Yep. This is definitely a Rolf type knife right here. Stuff we do. What's going on?
Stuff we do.
Folks, if you're not following Stuff We Do, well, if you're watching this right now, you probably already are. But Stuff We Do is an awesome knife reviewer out of South Africa, and you can see a lot of Pickled Steel stuff on his channel. Not just that, but you can see a lot of Pickled Steel stuff. Also, South African Customs. Definitely a channel to check out. Fed Harrison, member Cripple Crew Inc. What it do, Ed? Good to see you.
What am I? Sorry, I'm trying to work stuff out here. For some reason, it's very, very delayed. So I'm trying to work out why.
Yeah, definitely, Rolf. This is one that I thought of you on. Nice full-size knife, good, but and really good ergos. Of course, it's a Civivi, so great action. And with this nice, very thin, pokey tip, you get a nice ring to it.
I'm making things disappear on my side.
Pickled Steel, what is up, Aldo?
Hello.
Experience Precision, what's going on? To answer your question, this one right here is the Under the Bridge Tool and Scale Undertow. And it's crew wear at 64.5 HRC with emerald abalone micarta, orange metallic carbon fiber, and ram's horn. And I love how the emerald disappears as you turn the knife. And then as soon as you get that light on the side of scales, pops right back out. Todd Carr, what's going on?
Sorry, DBD. I'm just trying to get this all sorted out this quickly.
And no worries, it looks like Justin is just starting to pop on.
Oh, nice.
I'll wait till this is. There we go. Let's see. Hey, Justin, how are you?
Hello, DBD. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Good evening, and thanks for joining. It sounds like we are getting a little bit.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Perfect.
There we go.
How's your evening going?
I've got nothing on my side.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Let me just check.
Can you hear us now?
Now? I can see Gareth.
Okay. Can you see my screen? You guys can hear but not see, Caleb says.
But looks like everything's dead on my YouTube side.
Okay. Yeah, you are going to battle to have both open sometimes. It might start pulling too much bandwidth.
Yeah, that might be it.
Can you hear me, Justin? Hello?
I've got YouTube open on my phone and StreamYard on the
Justin,
laptop.
can you hear DBD?
No, not at all. Only you, Gareth.
Okay.
That's weird.
That's very weird.
Oh, we lost him for a second. Like I said, folks, we are going to have a little bit of connection issues as we get this set up. I'm guessing the rural internet out there is, not the strongest.
No, it's definitely no Starlink. Helen doesn't want to give us Starlink. I don't know why.
You'd think he would, right? That's where he's from.
The problem is certain people want too much of the pie to be able to do that.
Yeah, that that whole government corruption thing makes it tough.
Yeah. So
Was it you that sent me that Instagram video that was like there was the joke talking about South African and government and why nothing ever gets done? And it was like they raised money for this big project and it started off with this
Yes.
big suitcase of money and every single official grabbed some out of it as it went by.
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Roger that, Justin. He says he's got some internet problems that he is sorting out. Rolf Robertson says, take all the time you need. He has to stay till the end anyway because he wants to see if he can win the Incendi.
Well, should I show this in the meantime while we wait?
So I'm going to do this. And this knife is a Blicks and Blade.
Let's try
It's
and get
a
bit more
little,
light.
I'm just going to say, do we have another light we can turn on?
Jeez, now we're all
Oof,
blinded.
there it goes. It's focusing though. But wow. You're like, yeah, I can't have it right in my eyes.
Is that okay?
Stuff we do says, why do you have such angry hair?
I've always got angry hair. There we are.
Hey, Justin, can you hear us now? You look a lot clearer.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you
Yeah, I can hear you both good now.
Did you
Awesome.
shave? You look smoother.
Thanks. Yeah, so you've got a nice knife there.
I do, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know what tree it fell from, eh?
Wish I had one.
And, well, I'm gonna give you the screen real quick. We've seen the one in Garrett's hand.
Yeah, so this one's just got
that
black
one-
and orange D10. Sorry, the lighting isn't too good.
So it looks like you're out in your shop.
Yes, I'm in the workshop.
So
I see on that one
I'm really looking
different
forward to when I get the one that Gareth has right now in hand. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. We're
Whoops.
excited also to hear your thoughts on it.
I like that texturing that you do on your scales. Looks like it gives you a fantastic grip.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it is fairly grippy. We don't do all the knives like that, but some of them we do the almost marble texturing. So, yeah.
So, how long have you been making knives?
I've been doing full-time knives for about 8 to 9 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, so coming up on a decade.
that's awesome. How'd you get into it?
I've always been into knives growing up. I think that's a running theme with the South African knife makers. And somewhere in high school, it was like a joke. We're going to make knives. And yeah, me and my dad and my younger brother went for a knife making course and took it from there, bought a grinder and expanded the workshop.
That's awesome. Do you guys make knives together?
Yes, we do. My brother and I are actually full-time, and my dad does part-time help in the shop, but he started most of the marketing and all that.
Very cool. So Blicks and Blades is a family thing, a family affair.
It is, yeah.
Which is quite cool, that, because then at least you're getting something. Shut up. I'm trying to set it up on my phone so I can
Got your
see the comments.
Timu ad going.
Yeah. DBD, switch off your adverts, man. No, it's nice that it's a family affair, because it's quite like a hard thing to get jobs in that, yeah. And when you're working as a family, it can go both ways, I guess. But it's nice to be able to work with your family.
No, we enjoy it a lot, and we've come a long way. Starting out, it was rough. Had a lot to learn and get better at, but yeah, now it's running smoothly, I'd say, and we're happy with the products.
Very cool. Probably a little bit of competition between you and your brother helped drive your growth in the beginning too, making you both get better.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's fairly accurate. But we do help each other a lot in the shop. It's like sometimes when he's on the grinder, I just hand him a knife and say, I need this one. And same goes if one of us is sticking some handles, and we always give each other a hand.
Very cool.
And you guys do a lot of different knives, from hunting knives to kitchen knives to axes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are there certain ones that each of you specialize in, or do you all just do everything?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm the Cadex junkie, so I do all the tactical stuff. And my brother, he has a flair for working with the wood. Like he'd pick a wooden handle, something exotic usually, and that's his style. And my dad is more on the old school type of knives. Like he'd choose Hessian micarta over a modern G10 or something like that. But yeah, I like the tacticals, tactical Fixies.
Yeah.
I was really, impressed by how many different models you guys make. Looking through your website, from tacticals to more EDC stuff to the kitchen knives, like you said, and then I saw a bunch of hatchets and anything bladed. It looks like
that's the goal. We do custom work most of the time, so a lot of weird stuff comes in through the emails or with orders. So we do anything the guys want, and that's basically why we have such a big array of blades.
Yeah.
I can get a tactical toothbrush. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we've done a tactical pizza cutter, but I'd give the toothbrush a try.
Tactical pizza cutter. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did two nice. But I don't think it was that tactical to be. It was kitchen utilized at least.
And yes, I will pin that website to the top, Rolf. Let me pull it up, the copy link real quick.
Thank you.
And we will absolutely. Oh, looks like Caleb also put it. We are going to. Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate that.
I'm just trying to decide now if I want to stay on my laptop or move on my phone, because I know if I'm on my laptop on the YouTube, I can chat in the chat as well.
There we go. The Blicks and Blades website is posted, and that page shows here. I'm actually just going to show it real quick as a quick scroll through, so people can get an idea of how many different types of blades you guys have done.
There's
while we're doing that,
and like get a napkin to wipe the drool, eh?
Yeah. What were you saying, Justin?
I see Pickled Steel here in the chat. He asked where the name comes from, and bliksem in Afrikaans is like for lightning in English. So it's mostly based on that, but it's also a strong word for striking something or someone. So yeah. That's where the name came from.
I was explaining that the other day.
That's very cool. Man, I love like the Assassin and the Rebel, the Renegade. They all look so nice for carry. The Stingray. That Stingray is
one of
sick.
The oldest models we have, and still very popular. So thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm the Stingray is possibly, I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite, but it's one of them. But just look at this variety of different types of bladed objects that you can get from Blicks and Blades, folks. Just quite a bit.
Yeah,
that is awesome. What's going on? Blind Move Fury, remember Cripple Crew Week? Be shady. So what the Stingray is one of your oldest. What is probably the one that you get the most requests for right now?
Yeah, like you said, right now, because it depends. Some years, we get a lot of requests for like karambits and tantos. Other years, guys are going crazy for the Bowies. This year, I'd say the Night Crawler is a very popular model. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's a double-edged Bowie. I've got my one here. This is my personal carry. I've been carrying this one for like 5 or 6 years. See, it's proper double-edged.
Yeah.
Bowie. Also on the smaller side, a bit bigger than the Stingray, but yeah, that's it.
But a great EDC size, and with that double edge, not only is it a nice EDC, but it's perfect for self-defense.
Yeah. The idea was a working knife that also gives you some pickle capabilities, because that's a very popular form of self-defense or knife fighting, especially here in South Africa. The guys like going reverse grip with that pulling motion. So the Bowie actually has a really nice hook for that.
But you also have the blade facing out for more of a jab as well.
Yeah, exactly.
In that reverse grip, very cool.
Yeah. So that's why it's one of my favorites.
I like the colors on that handle.
Yeah, black and red is always a very popular one. I've done a few like this. But this is the very first one.
So that's got more jimping on the handle than this one?
Yeah, this is our standard jimping, like or scalloping on the G10.
Yes.
Like really big gripping scalloping for purchase for the fingers.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be a great grip.
Yeah, so we do the Stingray.
There was a question if you've made swords. I thought I saw one on like a cavalry type sword on the website.
Yeah, there might be. I think we've done just the one cavalry sword, but that was like just me playing around in fairly soon in the knife making journey, and we've done mostly short swords, wakizashi style, for the occasional order, things like that, but nothing too serious. We've done a bit of a katana build, not full size, extremely long, but bigger than a wakizashi, with some Sanmai steel and authentic wrap. So yeah.
Do you like doing stuff like Sanmai and Damascus?
Sorry, DBD?
Do you like working with stuff like Sanmai and Damascus?
I really do like it. It's a bit finicky compared to something like Bowler N690 or some D2, just because it does have a tendency to rust. It's a bit harder to work with, but I really like getting a finished product with the Sanmai, especially.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, KSK? How you doing? So I've got to ask, because there are I got to like per capita population. South Africa absolutely has more knife makers and knife designers than the United States on a per capita basis, because your population is quite smaller, but there are so many South African knife makers. What do you attribute that to?
I think
born with them.
Yeah, no, I think it has to be something with the culture, because everyone is a knife nut, and we've got a lot of fans here in the country, and I was surprised myself with the amount of knife makers actually. Seeing as growing up, I didn't really know about custom knife makers in South Africa doing stuff. To me, I grew up with like Pickled Steel knives, Kershaw, all that, and never really ran into the custom knife world. And once I got a part of it, I was really surprised by the amount of knife makers and even world-class knife makers coming from South
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah, there's just amazing blades coming out of South Africa.
Yeah.
I think DBD, it comes down to two things, maybe. One thing, knives are expensive. So people, and in South Africa, we tend to make things ourselves. We very much work with our hands with a lot of things. And I think because people work with their hands a lot and knives are expensive, it might be people get into it more because it's something enjoyable to do.
Yeah.
And you can then afford something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, when you mention culture, like here in the United States, we've got a lot of people that love knives. But if you were to just, I mean, when you walk around just in your daily life with a big old fixed blade on you, you do get a lot of weird looks because our culture has tried to make knives be thought of more as weapons than as tools. And so they do scare, one side of our population, I should say, more than you guys probably deal with over there because everybody's used to it.
Yeah, I think definitely more than on our side.
Yeah, they've really,
in the small towns, it's not that big a deal. Someone carrying a knife or whipping it out to cut something open.
I would say, in the small towns, but the bigger cities like Durban and Cape Town, and that, I think it is a bit like, if people see it, they do tend to get nervous, but they're not going to go running away.
Aldo says if you walk in South Africa without a big buoy, people frown at you.
My camera
We're getting comments about how good that knife that you carry still looks after 5 years.
Oh yeah, I've gotten some compliments on that, and some weird looks. Like, this one friend of mine says if the knife's not scratched up, it's not been carried right.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, this one does have a few nicks, maybe on the finish, but yeah, it hasn't seen that much work. Mainly because I keep it sharp for self-defense and just in a pinch situation. So
yeah, that's your backup, save your butt knife.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So it doesn't see much work.
I got double sounds going.
You're back, Gareth.
Yeah, just no.
There we go.
I think I'll look at the echo.
So how often do you sharpen that one? Kathleen asked.
This one very, very scarcely, but I do keep it extremely sharp.
Because it's your backup, save your ass knife.
Exactly. So yeah, whenever I do use it, I give it just a quick strop when I get home. But other than that, not really. My working knife, that also depends on what I do for the day. But very few days go by that I don't use my knife. Even if I just eat dinner with it instead of a steak knife from the kitchen drawer.
Which is your preferred working knife?
I do like the companion very much, but I've got a custom I made 2 years back for my dad and me with M390, and that's my go-to working knife usually.
Yeah. Do you have that on you right now?
I don't. I actually have a table full of knives here, and that one's not here.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one on the table.
One of the elves is gonna bring it for him.
Yeah.
Aries says he doesn't make weapons, he makes tools. Absolutely. Knives are our oldest tool. As soon as man could sharpen rocks, we were cutting things.
Yeah. No. yeah, it's so much more than a weapon, and I think that's what I like most about it. It's the first item on my EDC every day, and I do carry more than one.
Yep.
So yeah,
sometimes it's nice to have different sizes or blade shapes for different tasks. But I also believe that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Tool, any tool can break on you or be lost, and if you only have 1 on you, then you're without.
I like
Plus,
that.
And
knives are one of those things that people, well, maybe less there, but over here with the way that the culture has shifted in certain areas, I'm in a blue state, and where I'm at, there's definitely less people that carry EDC stuff every day, so you do get more requests. Hey, you got a knife on you?
Oh yeah.
And so you always want to have multiple.
You've got to have your workhorse, and then you can have your one for protection.
Yep. But yeah, the first thing that goes on me in the day is a neck knife goes on first, and then the pockets get loaded. But yeah, we definitely got to have multiple blades.
Yeah, no, I always carry a neck knife as well. The Nightcrawler I showed you with the red and black, that's actually my neck knife. So
Yeah.
I've just put that on a paracord lanyard.
Hell yeah.
And that one goes everywhere. As for my working knife,
yes,
this is it.
Ooh, I'm gonna give you the screen. I really dig that blade shape.
It's got a bit of a thumb ramp, and the blade shape. Yeah, I really like that too. Also a bit of a double edge here on the side, not a false edge.
Nice.
Yeah, but
this one a little more piercing power there.
Yeah, and the M390 steel is really a bonus as well.
Do you do much work in M390?
Not too much, only per request usually.
Yeah. Is M690 what you use the most of?
Yes.
Or
yes,
D2?
N690 and 14C28N from Sandvik.
Yeah.
That's what we use a lot as well. So mainly N690 and 14C. We do some work in D2, but not that much. I think, especially in South Africa, stainless steels are more popular compared to what you guys like in America. What's that? ADCRB.
Oh, ADCRB too? Yeah.
Yeah. That one's quite popular in America.
It is. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, but not here. Every year we go stainless mostly.
Aldo is reminding me that all of the knives have to go back to South Africa. He says that companion Gareth has from Blicksum is very special to me. He knows that I'm not going to want to send the knives back off when I get them here.
Who said that this one's going?
I'll do bought that one at the Brooklyn Knife Show from us, I think 2 years ago, and yeah, I'm happy to see he still likes it.
Yeah, Gareth just said, "Who said that one's going?"
Oh no, I'm gonna have to put one for Aldo on the order book.
So how long are you typically out on orders? What's your usual lead time?
We try to keep it as short as possible, but we're usually about 2 months ahead with the orders. So lead time's about 2 months.
That's not bad at all for a custom.
Yeah. With the two of us permanently in the workshop, my brother and me, and then some help from my dad at evenings and on the weekend, we do quite get ahead of the orders. But but yeah, we try to keep it as short as possible for the guys. Someone doesn't always like waiting like 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be your I know there's so many different knives. Let me take the Stingray or a companion. Either one of those in say N690 or 14C. What would be your average price on one of those? And I can convert it from rand if I need to.
That'd be helpful. The Stingray is usually about 1,300 rand, and the companion is a bit more pricey, like 1.5.
So that's like $71, folks, or 82. Wow.
Yeah.
That is actually quite affordable, especially for a custom.
Thanks. Yeah. We started out trying to be affordable for like everyone, not just high end customers, but for the everyday guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knives and Gear Insights, what's going on? Wow. So to be able to get one of those double-edged companions, or not companion, was the companion the double-edged bowie?
No,
The companion's the one that Gareth has. What was the name of the buoy?
This is the Night Crawler.
Night Caller, that's right. What do those run typically? That one's going to be a little more, I'm guessing.
Same price as the companion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're looking at under $100 for all of these folks. Experience Precision that should be pinned to the top of the chat is the website for Blicks and Blades.
Yeah, thanks. The one problem is especially with American clients or international is shipping runs around $60 also.
Sure.
That's dollars. So yeah.
So you're looking at about $150, folks, for a custom handmade South African knife. That is fantastic pricing. There's people in the chat already saying that they're looking that they want to get one.
All right. Thanks. You guys can just check on the website. There's a link to email us from there. So that's going to be the quickest way to get in touch. Or you can check out the Instagram and Facebook. That's going to be the best way to get a solid order placed.
Yeah, I was also going to say, I see Aldo's just said it. But also, if you need help to get knives over there, when I'm sending knives over, I don't mind putting a couple in with those.
I saw that Aldo in the chat. So that might also be an option, especially if we've got multiple orders going out. Maybe we can do it through Gareth and Pickled Steel.
Yeah, man, folks, this is getting more affordable by the minute.
The South Africans are coming to a knife market, and it's not
a lot of work.
Man, that is awesome. That really, that pricing is so fair, honestly.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. We that's what we strive for.
But it's like a lot of the stuff that why the prices are so low, and that is most of the guys making the knives are genuine guys, and they don't want to pull the ring out of it. They want to make something affordable for guys back home here and that as well. So
sure,
it does spill over to you guys as well. But like Justin was saying, your biggest issue is going to be the shipping. Sometimes you pay more for shipping.
Yeah, I there's probably less of a market over there for $300, $400, $500 customs.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there's a fair amount less of people that'll pay that much for a knife.
Yeah,
I don't think I heard
that. Yeah, Aldo is curious. Except for the Kaiser, what other EDCs do you carry? Which Kaiser do you carry?
I've got a Kaiser Cormorant. This little guy.
Oh yes, I love the Cormorant. I have 3 of them.
Yeah,
It's
I've
such
got
a
2.
fun knife.
I
It's very
was
fidgety.
carrying my Kaiser today, but the Megarathian. I can't get my camera to work. I don't know why. But
Yeah, it's such a fun and fidgety knife.
Yeah, and the button lock is one of my favorites. It wasn't always, but when I saw the Cormorant, I knew I had to get one, so I actually contacted Aldo, and yeah, he organized one for me. That's before Pickled Steel actually had so many models to choose from.
Yeah.
The other one I carry a lot that's not one of my own is also a Pickled Steel, the Django.
Nice. Yeah, the Django is one I would like to check out.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
see Aries is
I can't-
threatening.
Nice and tough.
I currently have, the Capilavaro, the Freya, which is such a phenomenal EDC knife for under $30.
Yeah, that
This one's
also
the Stuff We Do edition. Shout out to Stuff We Do. And of course, everybody loves a Warhog.
I haven't gotten my hands on one of those yet.
Oh yes, this is
I
one
need to.
that you got to check out. Johan Jordan killed this.
Yeah, no, I actually saw you live with him about that one, and it really got me interested. I've always seen it on like the Pickled Steel website, but yeah,
That's
haven't gotten
awesome.
around getting And,
Johan Jordan is actually, we're chatting during the week, and he's going to be at some stage sending some customs.
That would be sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
Garrett's having connection issues. It keeps dropping his audio as well. But
yeah,
talking to Johan was fun as well. I really appreciate you guys being willing to come on here and chat with us.
no problem. It's really nice actually getting out of it, especially in the US market. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, Stuff We Do says now we need a folding night crawler.
yeah, maybe that's gonna be a Pickled Steel collab.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Do that.
Are you guys working on collabs right now?
There's been some talk with Aldi, maybe getting a production model out, but we'll see where that goes. So nothing in the works yet.
Yeah, he says he can help. A production nightcrawler would be sick. A Pickled Steel Blixen nightcrawler.
Yeah, no, I'd really like to do that, or maybe something custom, because I've got a lot of designs that we haven't done production in our own shop. Just because we have too many models actually, so maybe one of those can be a Pickled Steel.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. But a folding nightcrawler would be nice. Getting the double edge won't be possible, but the shape would be really nice.
The shape would work.
Yeah,
but no, now I really want it fixed. I really want a nightcrawler. The Stingray is the one that was catching my eye the most until you pulled that Nightcrawler out. I mean, there's so many cool models on the website.
Yeah.
But do you have a Stingray in hand or available? No worries.
Nothing in shop. I don't even have one myself. Yeah. Yeah, the Stingray and the Nightcrawler, I think, are two most popular, like more combat-oriented knives, and the working / bushcraft knives, I'd say, is the Companion and the MH1. I don't have one here.
Yeah, the Companion looks. I mean, that just it's named perfectly because it looks like such an easy companion just to carry around and whip out for anything that you need a little blade for. I mean, it's not little, but
it's not too small. Like the Nightcrawler and a lot of our smaller models are a bit smaller than this. So this one is only belt carry, I'd say. I wouldn't want that one as a neck knife.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a on your belt everyday knife, the companion's the way to go. The other one I mentioned was the MH1. So it's a almost companion, but thinner,
sleeker,
and,
a little sleeker.
So side by side,
I like that. You're getting a lot of comments. People looking to the website and wanting a lot of the designs.
Wow. Yeah. One thing for me is the website's actually a bit outdated. We actually said earlier this week we need to get new photos on there. So the Instagram and Facebook has mostly new things posted, but we're working on getting the website updated.
So check out the Instagram. I'm gonna pull up your Instagram and post a link for that too, real quick.
I see Knives and Gear Insights asked a question there. Under Tactical and EDC Knives, on the bottom is one with a name. Only says overall 250.
I can pull that screen up if you need.
If you can get that specific one. Otherwise, Knives.
Yeah, I'll pull that screen up real quick. After there we go, folks. There is the Instagram.
Send a screenshot.
And let's see. He said under hunting and tactical, or under tactical and EDC is where he said, right? Under tactical and EDC, bottom without a name, 250 is okay. That's this one right here.
Defiant.
Can you see that? Oh, wait, I need to share the screen. I pulled it up, but I didn't actually share the screen.
Yeah.
That would help. I was like, do you see this one? We're going to go in inception mode for a second.
Is it that guy?
Pew! That one right there.
Oh, I see. The old school tactical cleavers we've made. So we haven't really done those in quite a while, actually. So they don't have a name, but it's just more like a tactical cleaver or like a Viking sax blade.
Yeah. I'm as you can see, I'm a big fan of a sax style blade. This is my Aries EDC. Gabe Arlen asks, have you ever worked with real jade as a handle material?
No, I have not.
And I did miss a question from him earlier where he asked if there's any handle materials you don't work with.
I don't think so. We've done a lot of everything. We go natural, like giraffe bone, and so we've done some Rex stone. But yeah, we like to stick to like G10s and wood, natural wood, maybe stabilized definitely, but nothing too crazy usually. But we've gotten a few requests for like special micartas or things like that. So I don't think there's anything we wouldn't work with unless it's not possible to get in hand, or we just not work on a knife.
Is there are the natural materials harder to ship to the US?
Sometimes.
Are there restrictions?
Only with ivory. Like elephant ivory, yeah, that one can give you problems, and I don't know if customs can really tell the difference too well always when we use other types of ivory, like warthog tusk or hippo tooth. That's also ivory, and I do think they can tell the difference, but
Hippo
usually
tooth, huh? Dude, a hippo tooth nightcrawler would be sick.
yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah, and then the tooth or tusk is usually something really nice to work with for me. I really like it. It's forgiving compared to like some types of wood. The wood can just split, but the tooth is really tough and has this ivory look. So I really like that. And giraffe bone is another one that also looks really good. It can be stabilized sometimes with color. So then we get like reddish bone or blue or natural. Natural looks really good.
That's awesome. Do you have any of the bone or ivory handles available to show?
I've got some here, but not on a knife, sadly. But I've got the scales. So this is giraffe bone with a little bit of blue dye.
Oh wow, that does have a cool look to it.
Yeah, no, I really like that. So they do look nice. The lighting isn't too good here in the workshop with the little camera, but
all the different color and texture that pops, or not texture, but the look that pops out of that is awesome.
Yeah, I really like these.
Is it more expensive to get a knife with that stuff? Is that Warthog?
Yeah, that's Warthog. So this is a bit harder to work with the shape. So we usually do like inlays or bolsters with this.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's a cool way to use it. Yeah, I was wondering what kind of handle that would go on with all that curve.
Yeah,
man, I love that look.
The giraffe bone.
Yeah,
yeah,
I really like that.
Really nice.
Does something like that is that more expensive than G10?
That's going to be a bit more expensive, yeah. But maybe like 200 grand, 300 grand. Depends. A lot of stuff can be fairly more expensive because all those prices were standard with like G10 and basic sheath.
Yeah.
One carry option. Going with something like giraffe bone or especially ivory is going to boost the price a bit, but not by much.
Knives and Gear Insights said he would love one of those tactical cleavers with like a bluish tone handle.
Yeah. Cool.
Gaddis Outlaw says he's about to throw his wallet at the screen. Take his money.
I see. That is the Outlaw. Cool.
Giraffe bone, very popular in South Africa. Man, that stuff does look great.
Yeah. No, the guys like it over here.
And that one you don't have trouble shipping into the States?
No, there shouldn't be any problems. Yeah, because the bone doesn't qualify as ivory, so there's no restrictions.
That's awesome. Yeah, now you got me thinking about a giraffe bone nightcrawler.
You're gonna have to pick between the hippo tusk and giraffe bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the hippo tusk have does that look more just like a solid ivory color?
Yeah, that's gonna be more solid white, maybe with some yellowish like stains from age, but
sure,
a lot more natural looking.
Again, every one of them is going to be a little different.
Yeah, that's another nice thing about using the natural materials is each knife looks very different. So that's cool.
So out of these models that we're talking about, which one's your favorite for you to actually sit down and make? Do you have a favorite?
I think I do. I'm gonna make everyone jealous again. The Nightcrawler has a big brother, the Night Stalker. That's this
Ooh,
guy.
I saw
And
that on the website.
this is my favorite one to make, I'd say. This is the Night Stalker. So this one's not sharpened yet. Don't worry. But I'm doing it on order. So just for a little bit of size comparison. That's the Stalker, and that's the Crawler.
That's wicked.
So this is a big tactical, and yeah, I'd say this is my favorite one to make with the compound grind for the Tanto, and yeah, just the overall look and feel. I really like it.
I could see Gareth getting one of those for show.
Yeah.
Jesse, good morning.
My chat on YouTube went down, so I can't see that, but
That's okay. I can keep questions going. Todd Carr asked, "Do you do stainless steels in your larger fixed blades, like the 14C 28N?"
yeah, we do. This one is N690, 4 millimeters thick. I'm not sure what that is in inches, but we do use the stainless. Sometimes we don't always get from the suppliers the thickness we'd like, so then we stick to N690.
Yeah,
but we should be able to get 14C in a 4 mil thick. So yeah, we do.
wicked cool. Do you do the heat treating in house as well?
We do, yes. Yeah, we've got a nice little kiln here, and we do all the heat treating ourselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really nice.
Stuff we do is saying a giraffe bone crawler by Pickled Steel.
Yeah,
That would be sick.
folder.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be. I've got a giraffe bone in natural over here on a companion.
Man, I like the pattern that comes out in the bone.
I wish the camera picked it up a little bit better, but yeah, see that. So this one's a lot more yellow than what you'd see in a lot of the others, but that's from wear and carrying it around a lot. Yeah,
That's one of your personal ones?
this is my dad's.
Very cool.
I think it's one of the original companions, actually. Like, might be the first one we made. Yeah, it's the first one we made with 1070 high carbon steel and a little Deadpool bead. And yeah, so.
Kathleen Smith asks, how do you obtain the bone products?
A lot of it is from like wild game farmers we've got contacts with, and others is just the knife suppliers in South Africa. We've got a lot of good shops, guys that curate all this, the G10 from America, and local materials like some Hessian micartas and the bone and horn, things like that.
Very cool. What's up, Mud? Member Cripple Crew Inc. Good to see you, homie. Have you guys worked on any types of folders?
We have. We
More,
do some
more
slip
for like research or for builds?
for builds and research, I'd say. We've done slip bag folders in shop, fair amount of, and I took a liner lock course, so I've got a few ideas and things, but the orders have actually kept us busy so much that I haven't got around to making a folder. That's a lot more work and a lot more tricky than a fixed blade.
Sure.
And the workshop just isn't actually set up for folder making as is, but we're working in that direction definitely.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kurt White, what's going on?
Custom build for a friend in Cape Town. He has a Kaiser sheepdog that he wanted customized with G10 handles in our style and a different blade finish. I've done something like that, but yeah, that's only playing around.
We've got some awesome comments. Ginger Fisher says yes. A Pickled Steel Nightcrawler, please. And Aldo says, just keep to your orders. He'll do the folders for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to start with. And yeah, I can definitely see us working on designs.
Yeah, that could be a great partnership.
Yeah, making some folder versions of our fixed blades. And then yeah, that could be cool. I think we should have a talk with Aldo and start working. Looks like the Nightcrawler is going to be one of the first collabs.
That sounds like it. And I'm going to have to test one and review it because I'm helping to set all this up. Jay Corscotti, member Cripple Crew Inc. What's up? Welcome back, Fook. Knives and Gear Insights asked if giraffe bone can be colored. And you were talking a little bit about that earlier. Would you mind talking a little bit about giraffe?
Definitely pick up on that where we left off. So the difference between ivory and bone is the bone is very porous. So we stabilize it, which is putting it in a vacuum and getting it full of resin. And getting color in the resin is then how we get color in the bone. So the resin gets turned blue or red or orangey, and that's sucked into the bone. So that's how we color it. Can't be done with ivory or things like that.
Gotcha. And that also probably because the way the pores are, you probably don't have really control of where exactly the color shows up, which gives it every one of them is going to absorb it differently, I would think.
Yeah, and get a unique look.
That's awesome.
A lot of the bone doesn't look like it's been colored at all until you maybe grind away some of it, and then you get color. Other bone scales we have is almost completely colored. So yeah, that is pretty cool.
And then because it's stabilized, it's going to hold that color really well.
Yeah, and that reduces a risk of cracking or breaking if you maybe drop the knife a lot, because it absorbs the resin really deep into all those pores, making it very solid.
Gotcha. Knives and Gear Insights has a pricing question.
Yeah.
Let's say he wanted that tactical cleaver with the blue colored giraffe bone and 14C with a Kydex sheath. What would be a rough?
With the giraffe bone on that bigger style knife, I'd say about 2,200 Rand, maybe.
Which comes out to $120.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not bad at all. I mean, that's very good, actually. Aldo says best giraffe bone is with a shade of blue or purple. And you're saying that one that you showed us had a little bit of blue in it.
Yeah, that was more blue.
Yeah. I liked that a lot.
The purple or blue is very good. But yeah.
So a giraffe bone on the Nightcrawler with a Kydex sheath.
Yeah.
Would be more like
also about 500 Rands extra, I think. It depends on what we get the bone for. But yeah, it's usually about 500 Rands extra for a giraffe bone or maybe tusk if we're going.
So roughly on a roughly 2,000 on a Stingray. I mean, not a Stingray, on a Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
So $110, folks. he says, okay, take his money. He wants that tactical cleaver with giraffe bone.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to send me an email and then also tag us with that username of his, so we know who's contacting us. Knives and Gear Insights. I like that.
Take it easy, Mud. Have a great day. Knives Alive. What's up, Cal? Good to see you, homie.
Great. Thanks, Knives and Gear Insights. We should get in touch.
I have a feeling there's going to be several orders in the not too distant future.
I see that. Yeah, I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah, well, with that kind of pricing, it's hard not to be. And then, especially knowing that we can then work out dropping them in some pickled steel boxes headed this way.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna be a big game changer with the shipping prices. Maybe if we work in with Gareth and I'll do. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm glad you guys like the pricing.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interest here in the chat, and that's awesome. Gareth just dropped your email. There's Blicks and Blades at gmail.com, folks. If you want to reach out for some custom orders.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best place to get in touch. I think, or the social medias, but email is good.
And once again, here is that Instagram account for anybody that wants to check that out.
Thank you, DBD.
Show them the boner you had there, says Pickled Steel.
I mean, I was wondering if you guys picked up on that. This is a giraffe femur, I think. So that's like the 4 leg, just above the ankle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ginger Fisher says you should make a sword out of that.
Yeah.
And that looks like you could get quite a few knives out of that, Bone.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of knife handles. So yeah, but that one's not been stabilized. It's going to be a lot of work.
Will you have to separate it into smaller pieces to stabilize it?
Yeah, just a bandsaw and a lot of work. Yeah.
Now, does your brother have a design that he likes the best to make?
I'm not sure. He does a lot of work on our small roach models. I've got one here. I think it's on the workbench. That's almost like the companion's baby brother. Unlike the MH1, it's a lot shorter. I've got one here. So this is the roach.
Oh, that's a very cool little EDC fixie.
Still
Little 3-finger fixie, 3.5.
Yeah, I've got thinner fingers, so I'd say a good 3-finger handle, yeah. And yeah, little jumping on the back, and yeah, like you can see, it's close to the companion blade shape wise, just small.
Yeah, it could be a perfect neck knife, pocket dropper, any of that.
Yeah. This one's also actually very popular with the guys. So
you sell quite a few of those.
Yeah, no, we've sold a lot of these since they dropped.
What is the newest model that you guys have come up with?
The newest one is actually a collaboration we're doing with some guys in the Cape called Dreamfire, and that's this guy. It's almost the companion, but with a few dedicated features, I'd say, for farming. For the farming industry, it's a dedicated farmer's knife we made. It's got like measurement lines, and
Oh, that's what those are for.
yeah, there's a measurement, but they do work as jimping, so that's nice. And false edge, so not double edged, but has a little false edge there. Full flat grind and stonewash finish. And if I can get that on the camera,
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's that. And also just G10 handle. That's the newest model that we've been working on.
The first collaboration with Blicks and Blades we call Goy Blicksum. Go.
That's an Afrikaans word for very good.
How do you say it?
It's goeie.
Goeie?
Goeie. Yeah.
That almost sounds like our army. That's that's what we say in the army is huh.
Yeah, it almost sounds like that. Just do the E a bit different.
Raw fast. What the steel is on that farmer's knife?
Farmer's knife. That's also N690.
Yeah, nice stainless steel for them.
Yeah, just for a guy out in the farmlands or on a field, it's a nice to have a knife that won't rust too quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we went with stainless, especially for those guys. And
did you say that the Stingray was your oldest model, or one of the first?
Yeah. The MH1 is also among those, like the MH1 and the Stingray. We had another drop point Hunter EDC that I've got a blank of, not a knife yet, which is like the companion's predecessor, actually.
Okay.
So this is one of the oldest as well, along with the Stingray and the MH1. Yeah, it's like our first knives we made.
What does MH1 stand for?
It doesn't really stand for anything. We like use in the shop. It's actually the initials of a friend of ours in the bushcraft community. He really liked this knife before it had a name, so we named it after him. MH. His name is Mike Henning.
That's awesome.
That's his a little dedication to him for picking up. I think he's got like 3 or 4 of these, and then some of the other versions, because there's a bigger one, which is the MH2, and a smaller one, the MH Mini.
The MH Mini, huh?
Yeah, I don't have one of those in the shop, but somewhere in my big file of drawings and designs.
So, yeah. It seems like your pops is in the background.
He is, yeah.
Which is his favorite knife to carry?
The companion, definitely.
And I know he does more of the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
When he gets to work in the shop, what does he like to work on?
He gives us a hand with any of the orders that maybe we're a bit behind with, but he really likes.
There we go. But now,
hey Gareth, you're back.
Yeah, I'm not getting sound. Hold on, I'm changing things here a bit.
We can hear you.
But now,
yeah, we can hear you.
I'm trying to. I'm just not getting sound now. I think I've got your internet from that side.
Yeah, now Justin's is real. It's been real smooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smooth.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Gareth?
No, you can't hear us.
I can, chat.
Nope.
No, not coming right.
That's it.
Galdo's calling him a techno peasant. It's not going to be Garrett's day. Knives and Gear Insights just sent an email. He's all over that tactical cleaver.
Yeah. I'll have a look. I'm gonna have to get back to him.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah, I see him. Awesome. Yeah, now
That's great. Orders coming in while we're on stream.
While we're on stream. Cool. But yeah, like I was saying, my dad's favorite knives for him to work on is definitely, like I said, the more old school type knives. With Hessian micarta or with the bone. He likes the giraffe bone and tusk. And just nice woods. If we get a burl, like a Buckeye burl from America, or box elder, stuff like that, he really likes working with that.
Yeah.
And high carbon steels.
Oh, of course. Definitely sticking with that old school vibe.
Definitely getting some wear and tear along the way. Yeah. Patina.
So do you guys show at any of the shows over there, like Huntex or?
Yeah. We do the Brooklyn Knife Show annually in Pretoria. I don't know if you've heard about that one. We have been meaning to get to Huntex, but yeah, we struggled to build up enough stock instead of doing orders. So we just stick to the orders mostly.
Gotcha. Garrett's trying one more time. Can you hear us this time, Garrett?
Orders. So we just stick to the orders mostly.
No. Gotcha. Garrett's trying one more time.
There we
Can
go.
you hear us this time, Garrett?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting feedback from your speaker.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Garrett's trying one no. We're not gonna do that right now.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, maybe we can get Aldo on. He said something about maybe coming on the show as well.
Yeah, I did send Aldo the link. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can get working on this Nightcrawler collab.
The collaboration, yeah.
Let me make sure I sent it to him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've got like seven new followers on Instagram also already.
Hell yes.
And one of them is you.
One of them's me.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate. I should go follow you on there as well.
I appreciate that.
I've been following your YouTube for a while. I think ever since you first collaborated with Pickled Steel. So I've been keeping an eye on the YouTube.
That is awesome. I appreciate that.
No, it's my pleasure. I really like the EDC and knife community. So yeah.
Yeah, it's such a fantastic community.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's one of my passions actually. Beyond knives is other types of EDC gear. Just a good multi-tool flashlight, a handheld flashlight. Yeah, I'm always prepared for everything, or try to be.
Definitely. What multi-tool do you typically carry?
It's a charge, Leatherman charge. But I've got an old one. The pliers don't have removable side
I
cutters.
don't have the replaceable cutters.
Yeah. No, it's still an older model, but I really like it. It helps in a pinch.
Mick Ranger, what's up? Member Cripple Creek, YouTube Music Portal. Good to see you. Yeah, the one that I have been carrying the most lately is the Rocktol Gen R.
Yeah,
It's
looks really
Rocktol's newest one. and you can get it with either a VG10 or this S35VN blade. And with the S35VN blade, it's under $75 US, or it's under $45 US with the VG10.
That's extremely affordable, especially compared to like a Leatherman.
Yes,
Because Leatherman got expensive.
That's what opened the market for these less expensive companies to be able to find their niche. And this Rocktol has a great tool set, and then an S35VN blade for that price is awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Aldo?
Hi everyone.
How you doing, my friend?
Good, and you? I'm in my relaxing area. You guys are forcing me to come onto the.
You thought you was just going to be chill.
I'll be a good stand-in for Gareth, but God, I'm not doing my hair like that, please.
Dwayne Letterman, what's going on, my man?
Yeah.
So yeah, now it sounds like there's already some demand for a pickled steel nightcrawler.
Yeah, it looks like it. We've got quite a lot of stuff coming out now in the short and medium term. So I think it's we'll obviously chat, and it's a long process. I mean, the guys would know from the initial design to getting stuff out. And so, I mean, if we were to be successful, you are most probably only looking at like first quarter next year for something to come out. It's unfortunately a very, very long process.
Well,
But
it takes time.
No, look, I mean, I'm definitely interested. I've been chatting to Johan, Justin's dad, about it. And every time we see them at a show, we said, no, we must chat, and we never get. So here we are. But look, I do think. So, I mean, the end goal is to have as many of the South African knife makers and designers in my range. And obviously that's what we're looking for, because it gives them not just their custom work, but it's a very nice, sustainable additional revenue stream as well. And they don't need to do quite a lot of work around it. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That would be great. Have a nice night, stuff we do. And what's going on, Josh Grant?
I just think at some stage, Justin, we need to upgrade you.
Yeah. The titanium Django. Oh.
Yeah, my own custom one. So I think we need to definitely make a plan at some point to upgrade you a little bit.
I do need to. Yeah, I've had my eye on a titanium Loki actually for a while. And I think it's a coffin, the dagger one. Yeah. I like those as well.
The Loki and coffins are actually on their way. They climbed on an airplane today, so hopefully in a week or so they'll be here. And the cool thing about the coffin is that titanium one, which is a little bit smaller than the normal G. They're very, very comfortable. But we love our knives, all of us.
I gotta pull up the coffin.
Yeah,
that's the one where you couldn't believe the price, which was around $70 for the TI with the D2.
That's right. Yep. I had to pull up the model real quick and just refresh my memory on that one. But yeah, it's that like dagger CEO style. That's just dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of CEO, this is my little brother's Pickled Steel in Damascus, San Mai.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah. That's, I think, the first Pickled Steel we bought was this one. Or not this model, not this knife specifically. I think we have 3 of these in house. I'm the only one who doesn't have one. That's sad. Yeah.
Now those are really, really cool little EDCs. They're also coming back into stock and looking at getting some of that to the US as well.
Yeah, I know that. I really like this one as well. It's my brother's permanent EDC now in his pocket. So since he got
awesome.
He's been carrying this all the time. Yeah. So
now, I think as well. we
Because
we
these
also
days.
try and support. I guess a lot of the guys support each other. I mean, I've got a lot of the custom knife makers knives,
Yeah.
and a lot of them carry my knives, which is nice. I think it's again, I really do like the culture that we've got, and as I said in that one comment, the knowledge that the knife community here has is scary. I think it's most probably up there with the best in the world. Just the process, because there's so many of them that make exceptional knives, and that knowledge, obviously tapping on that for my market is obviously brilliant as well.
Yeah.
But they're all nice chaps. I mean, we haven't really met a bad guy yet, but I'm sure we will at some point.
Other than Gareth, but you know, he's our bad guy.
Yeah, it's debatable. No, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah.
So what is there anything that we didn't know was coming that's about to drop, Aldo?
Yes, always.
Well, I mean,
Um,
anything new that we want to
I can show you
show?
what. Yeah, I've actually got two here that I'll show you quickly. So I think obviously the knives coming from Gareth, that companion, is my personal knife, which I just thought, I think you guys really need to see the work of these guys. Personally, the other textures are really nice, and they are really comfortable. I like that Cosmos looking with the holes in it. It's just, and it fits so beautifully in my hand. So for me, it's perfect. From there's more Warhawks coming. The black ones is coming in. The Impala Hunter is also waiting to board the plane. So that will be coming. That's the collaboration we did with Jan Vol. Yes, so that Hunter is dropping. I don't know. Maybe if all goes well, you might even have it end of this week. But I don't know. We'll have to see. So that's coming, and then there's some knife rolls. And then I said to Kelly earlier today, all of the stuff that's coming, still coming in. I just haven't had. And then Ginger Fisher, the filler.
He's asking about the Enfleur.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. That would be in the third batch or fourth batch that is sending. The reason why we're sending small batches with 20 to 50 items in it is just to make sure which of the carriers works nicely. So we've got FedEx, UPS, DHL, all of them. And then obviously just to test the different knives with your customs as well to make sure that we don't have any issues. I would prefer to do that and have an issue with 20 or 30 knives than what I've got an issue with 500 knives.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
So we're sending it slowly but surely. We see the process is working very well. Then they're gonna go quite rapidly as well. There's there's a slip joint that I've sent with to Gareth as well, which is my prototype slip joint, which you guys will see. And then the Jackal from Darby L's DBL's knives is actually going to be made. It's in prototype now, so they're busy making it. But you're going to get to see the original custom that was made for it, which you guys can also then see. But the production will be exactly the same as that one. So that one's coming. And then there's two others that we're going to be doing, or one other that we're going to be doing from Derby as well. I've got them here. This is going to be called the Weasel. We are going to make potentially one small change to it, but just to kind of firstly give you an idea, it's a fixed blade, but it's got this nice little ring on it. And if you look at the sheath and the way that the leather was done, you can carry it in any direction. You can literally carry it anywhere you want to.
Yes, that's that's very similar to the Guardian sheath, which is done very well.
And then the actual knife itself,
I like that size.
Yeah, so it's what's nice about it is for a lady, it will actually fit very nicely in the finger to give her that extra stability. And if a man's hands is big, it still fits perfectly fine in there. You won't even feel it. So we're looking at this with G10, different colors, very, very nice blade shape. But this is more of almost a protector type knife. It's like a weasel. pick up on you.
Is that a double edge or is that a false edge up top?
It's a false edge, and we're still thinking, should we make it actually? Well, it's sharp, but it's not screaming sharp like all the other stuff. But we are still thinking what we should do with that. So these are really cool, and then they come in obviously different colors. So these are mine. I just missed the batch that you guys could potentially have a look at, and then obviously one thing that's very popular here by us is this hunter orange. So when the guys take it into the field, that they don't lose it and things like that. It's going to be pretty thin. This one is not too thick. We're most probably going to look at about 2.5 to 3 mil on it, not to make it too big. It's very light. But the whole idea of this is actually a backup as well, because of the way that it will fit in your hand. And obviously with the design, there's a couple of things that we might look at changing. But this is just a really, really absolutely nice knife that you can carry. And as I said, multi-purpose. We might extend the handle a little bit and then push the ring out. But I don't want to lose too much of it because, as I said, I've got kind of, let's say, large hands, not XL or anything like that. And to me, it still fits perfect. And I can carry it in any direction that I want to. It's not going to be an issue. For a lady that might drop a knife, it's actually perfect with typically smaller hands. The finger fits in perfectly. So this is one that we're also looking at. The prototype will start getting built next week. And this is going to be called the Weasel, also by Darby Else.
That's awesome.
What do you guys think of this thing?
Yeah, I'd like to know what the chat thinks of the Weasel. Mr. Els is going to, Barbie's loving it. Mr. Els is going to be a guest on one of my Saturdays in a couple of weeks.
Yep. And hopefully by that time you would have 2 of these knives as well. So
that would be awesome. And Justin, I would also love to have you back on when I have the companion in hand.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I'd definitely come back on.
What's up, Gnarly Charlie, member Cripple Crew Inc.? What's up, Backward Blades? Good to see y'all.
I see
Gnarly Charlie says he'd buy a Weasel. Ginger Fisher says would be a great boot knife.
My Harley Quinn, where is it? There. My Harley Quinn poster that we got at Comic-Con, original painted Harley Quinn, which we've got in the house. So I'm kind of sitting in the lounge area. But that is a cool poster. I really do like it. And again, I mean, if you look at typically a lot of the knives that we're looking at in these fixed blades range, and you can see what Justin also said, unless you start going with fancy materials and stuff, you're all looking sub $100. And again, stuff like this would always be in that price range, even if they're on the production. But I mean, you obviously know the quality of the stuff. So these are the things that we're playing around with. And I must say the demand for the custom fixed blades is becoming more. And I think that's why we've got obviously the Karambit and the Typhon and those things are busy with, and the Cosmos, and they're all busy with. But the fixed blade market, I think we're going to definitely move a little bit more into that from my perspective. I think there's a huge demand for it. The reason why I mean, there was a bit of a hidden agenda with a companion. I did send it with because I was hoping that this would happen, and that because I can see that companion just also maybe making it into a collab at some stage. But I guess collabs I mean, there's always going to be the custom knife market, but collabs is I think where you're going to reach the world. I mean, Justin, you guys won't be able to sustain the orders from the US.
No, definitely. Yeah, no, it's going to be too much for our little workshop to get to everyone.
I sure hope so. That'd be great. That'd be a great problem to have, right?
Yeah, no, definitely a good problem. Yeah, so we're very interested as well. And like I said earlier, I've got a lot of knife designs that are laying dormant. So maybe they can be Pickled Steel models in the future.
We can definitely look at that. I mean, the whole idea, as I've said many times as well, and I think, Justin, you guys know that, and DBD, I've said that as well, is just the whole idea of bringing out production items and the normal design type blades that comes from a manufacturer and stuff like that is to start funding the whole custom market. In the perfect world, I only want to have customs and I want to have 200 models of customs. That's where I want to head to, because I want to have at least a model of or two with every single knife maker that there is in this country, because I think, firstly, I think it would put their own personal businesses greatly in the spotlight. And secondly, to give you guys in the States an opportunity to see why we are such fanatics about knives, because the type of stuff that we get in South Africa, we are actually very fortunate. I think a lot of people would pay a lot of money to get some of the knives that we've got very easy access to in South Africa, custom knives that you guys don't have yet. And I mean, the US is a massive market and their custom makers are absolutely phenomenal, top notch. But the South African market is definitely something to watch out for. We've got some great guys out there. And Blicks and Blades and Justin and Don and
we are definitely seeing this now over here. You know, here up until this point, really the main there's other than somebody like Stuff We Do, who is a South African knife reviewer, really Metal Complex is about the only one that has been showing off South African stuff with any regularity, and it's been the very, very high end custom stuff. And that's it's knives that people are expecting to pay a couple of grand for over here, and that's not the market for everybody. Most people aren't playing in that. But when people see they can get an awesome handmade South African knife, like from Blicks and Blades, for under $100, call it $150 with shipping, that is stuff that people aren't as aware of, but that, obviously, as you've seen, the chat is all over it.
Yeah, definitely.
And to answer your question, Knives and Gear Insights, this one is the Under the Bridge Tool and Custom Undertow, number 20, crew wear with emerald abalone micarta, orange metallic carbon fiber, and ram's horn. This was a win when he hit 2,000 on Instagram.
That's beautiful, eh? Wow. I like that blade. I'm a big fan for a broad blade. That's my style. I think I love a broad blade. That's just the type of stuff I like.
They look good and they're great for so many tasks. And then when you've got, 100,000 blade stock with a full flat grind coming down to 12,000 behind the edge, you've got just a laser beam.
Yeah, that's nice.
I love this type of size on an EDC Fixie. Just under a 3-inch blade, just enough for me to get 4 fingers on. I don't even mind a 3-finger Fixie if it's a comfortable 3-finger and I can throw a lanyard on it. But stuff like this size, which is why I like that Companion, the Stingray, the Nightcrawler are way up my alley.
Yeah. I think the Nightcrawler and the MH1 and those they're more 4-finger grips, like full grips.
Yes,
but definitely in that size range. It's not too big. It's a nice, not over encumbering size for a knife.
Yeah, I do prefer the full 4-finger because it does just get that lock on there. But like that, the Roach, even though as a 3-finger knife, would make a fantastic neck knife
with place for a lanyard, like you said.
Yeah, if that had a little, I just had this. Yeah, it does. It's got the spot for the lanyard. So, like my neck knife is a 3-finger knife. Typically, this is the one that I've been carrying a lot because it's from my daughter. And 3 fingers plus a lanyard is a great size for a neck knife.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are chatting about the neck knives, I'm actually thinking if you look at this, might be a little bit big, but this could also fit very nice as a neck knife because you've got the pull at the bottom.
You could also
Definitely.
drop the ring and do a non-ringed
Yeah,
version as a 3-finger handle.
Yeah, and then it would actually, your finger would actually fit very nicely in there to be able to support and hold it still.
Yeah. Yeah, without the ring, that could make a really great neck knife.
I
Yeah,
must
it
just say, if you look at, I mean, Justin, you guys obviously know Darby quite well as well, but I mean, just look at the grinds on this thing.
I'm going to show that off. Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's crazy if you look at it.
Yeah, no, it's really nice.
Yeah, custom makers in this country know what to do, eh? They really know their thing.
It sure looks like it. Knives and Gear forgot to ask you, Justin, do you do a hand rub finish on blades like that?
Hand rub like a satin finish.
Yeah. Like something like that, or
We could definitely do. Yeah, we have done that a lot in the past. Like I said, mostly what the client wants, we do. But standard, if we do something like what I release, I'd usually go stonewash or bead blast.
yeah.
But hand rub, it's a lot of work, but we do that as well.
I personally, I'm typically more into a stonewash, or I love the way a bead blast looks, as long as it's a steel that it's not going to make me have to fight, worry about corrosion more. But I love the look of it. I'm not a big fingerprint magnet guy. I don't. That's why the satin finishes I'm not as big of a fan of, because I'm constantly doing this to get my fingerprints off of it. Especially because I'm always showing stuff either on lives or on pictures or whatever. So I do like a nice stonewash or something that helps me alleviate those fingerprints.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it helps a lot.
Also with the stonewash, if you look at the SWD one, that very deep stonewash that was done, it's very forgiving when you use it. That it's not going to show wear and tear as easy as a mirror polish or a satin, etc. You're going to really have to do damage to it to show any wear and tear on that blade.
That's actually one of the reasons. Sorry, the Nightcrawler I've had so long doesn't show much wear. It's also a stonewash finish.
Nice. Yeah. What's up, Sever7? Gareth is going to try to pop on one more again because he has something that he wants to show.
If he doesn't get it right, he has to go to bed.
Yeah.
That will be his punishment.
If he doesn't get it right, his mom, Kelly White, is going to ground him.
I've got it right.
There we go.
You can hear us?
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a message for Scott. Mr. Aries EDC, in 8 to 9 days, check your WhatsApp.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh.
I just say.
Oh no, and I get it. Knives and Gear Insights. Plus, I mean, a hand rub satin is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people do like that finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gareth.
Go there. Out of with the weasel.
That's a jackal. And the weasel is obviously slightly smaller, but again, went with the same indent on that blade because of it actually gives you so much grip, you don't even need jumping.
I love a good poon. A knife with a harpoon that's done right is just comfortable and locks you in.
And that's the one that you guys will have a look at because that's going over. But the production version is going to look exactly like that in the with green and in orange as well.
I'm a model now.
Cool.
Oh yes,
So
there
cool.
we go.
I'm excited to see these knives. That I really want to feel the G10 on that companion. I want to see all these South African customs. I'm excited.
It's going to be cool.
I mean, I've got a question for Justin. You guys have obviously been building now for a while, etc. And I think it has been asked, but maybe your perspective. Why do you think we are so passionate about it? I know why I am, because you in South Africa, you grow up with knives. You typically come from a farming community. You have to use a knife. You started with your first knife as the Rambo that you can unscrew at the back and take the fish stuff out.
The Rambo survival
everyone
knife.
had one.
Yeah.
But
Aldo's showing his age.
it shows my age. Don't worry about that. But I think it's why the passion as well. I mean, that's the one thing that I can associate with the South African guys. You get knife makers, and then you get guys with passion. I haven't met a knife maker that hasn't got passion yet in South Africa. Why do you think that is?
That's a very hard question, Romaldi. I think just the history also of a knife. Like, it's one of the probably the oldest tool in our history, and it's come a long way. I think just being a part of all your forefathers, and like you said, Rambo, growing up with like movies and video games, also. I think that's where it comes from. The passion is carrying on that legacy. Where the knife comes.
Sorry. So with like as kids, we grew up playing in the bush. We grew up playing with taking our mom's kitchen knives and going and cutting down bamboo to make bow and arrows. So you got that side of it as well. It's like we were born with it, and if you didn't have one when you were born, the midwife gave you two.
No, your first birthday present was a Joseph Rogers, and your second birthday present was probably a saber knife, and then you started getting into the real stuff.
Scott wants me to show you the crow he just finished. Although I'm going to share my screen real quick.
That's a beautiful knife.
Damascus crow that Aries just finished.
I saw that.
Love that Damascus.
Yeah, that's good looking Damascus.
Beautiful. Wow, I love that shape. That warnish shape with a straight blade.
It's like the big brother to this, the spike.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Yeah, that's nice.
I love my spike, and it's going to need the big brother at some point.
I'm just still trying to figure out what do I need to do to bribe Scott to send me a knife.
I need to watch that Aldo doesn't get my one before I do.
Yeah.
I got yours before you did.
Yeah, you did. You did. Aldo, should I sew them the slip joint?
My slip joint, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I have shown it briefly before.
I saw a post with those, or on their website, the Pickled Steel website.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
But this one is the custom, right?
Yeah. So that's the new slip joint prototype that we've got, and that's also coming over to the US for you guys to check. But it's a big slip joint. It's not small. That's a big knife.
It's not like you do a lot of small slip joints.
No.
How are you going to cut biltong with a small slip joint?
That's also true.
That is a crazy handle, and that mirror polish is wicked.
Close the size of that when it's closed.
Oh yeah, that's a full size knife.
That's a big.
It's big.
Yeah, we're sending that one over for you to check out as well. It's our first. We've got a couple of slip joints in Damascus and stuff, but this is the first real proto that we're doing.
I have to say, it doesn't look like a pickled steel. It's got a.
Look at that next to the. It's bigger than a warhog.
Yeah, look, it doesn't look like our usual ones. The handles on the slip joints is going to be pretty way. They're going to be rad. We went with turquoise, blue, and reds, and gold inlays, and abalone, mother of pearl, all kinds of funky, because I wanted the slip joints to stand out. I didn't. I mean, we've got a couple with bone and stuff like that, but I didn't want to have them look like a normal slip joint, like any other slip joint. I wanted them to stand out, and that's what we did. Is everyone is engraved. They've got lanyard holes. Some has got a fixed lanyard hole or extension on it, which is actually part of your of the backing piece. We've actually extended it into a lanyard hole. So
Nice.
we really went with something way off, and a lot of people don't like it, but believe it or not, the popularity of those, because it's something that you don't see often, and I think that's what I think guys will like. And there's quite a few. We've got Warncliffe ones, we've got sheep's foot ones, we've got that big clip point one.
Oh, I want the Warnier sheepfoot.
You must have a look at SWD did reviews on a couple of them. I think 3 or 4 of them, 2 or 3, 3 or 4, I can't remember. He reviewed some of them if you want to see what the others are looking like. But interestingly, if you look at my slip joints and you look at Rosecraft slip joints, you'll see a lot of familiarities, that word.
Familiarities
in the manufacturer. Let's just leave it at that.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
You'll see
So we'll already have a kind of a feel on what that quality is going to feel like.
It's amazing. I think it's going to be amazing. And again, give you an idea, that type of slip joint will most probably drop in the Freya price range.
Oh, damn. Ground Fog, what's up? Gonzo, member Cripple Crew Inc. Ground Fog says,
hey, Gonzo. I've got a question. Are there any Tonto slip joints? Because you always look at a slip joint and they're always like very traditional. I'm not a fan of them.
I haven't handled a Tonto.
But it's something like I was saying to Elder the other night. I'm not a fan of this, but I can appreciate how much work goes into it and the beauty of it. It's a lot of work in that knife, and it would be just like, I'm just thinking like somebody like me, where that's the sort of knife I like, the tactical newer stuff.
Very
But it'll be interesting to see and like a new take on a slip joint.
So I can give you an answer on that. The reason for it is the channel where the blade rests in a slip joint is totally covered, because it has to be obvious because of the backspacer and your spring at the back. So you've got limited room for a wide blade. That's why typically you'll see a lot of them have got a belly with a clip point like what I've got. But I cannot make that whole blade that size, because it will not fit in the channel. And if I make it bigger, like a Tanto, it's going to be too bulky. It's going to look like the Warhawk when you hold it almost. So there's a reason why. So I am looking at it, but if you look at on the website, I've got a knife called the Exec, and there's a couple of carbon fiber ones and G10 ones, etc. So if we look at a Tanto for a slip joint, it will have to be thin. And your problem with thin is you're not going to get the same action on your pull and close than what you would with a. So there's a lot of, and I mean, I'm not a knife expert, but I learned a lot of this through building this stuff. And it's very difficult to get a broad blade, specifically a Tanto blade. We had one in, it was called the Tantor, Tantor, which is a model that we had. There we go. So those are the execs, and that you could potentially do in a slip. but you can't go a lot wider than that. So we had a knife called the Tantor. The Tantor is no longer produced. I took it off.
Oh, okay.
The reason for it is in the channel, the tip actually bit you while it was closed because it just didn't fit. We couldn't get the channel right to actually have it fitted properly in, and we just left it. So that one we might bring back with a little bit of a modification on it, but those are the typical ones. There is one Tanto, the one there on the left, the Scarp Pro. That's coming to the US in 2 weeks. That will be there. Damascus with rosewood handle.
For less than $60.
Yep, that one's coming definitely to the US. Kelly will have stock as soon as it arrives. So I didn't know that. And if you look at the old Joseph Rogers, they've got a Tanto, a slight like a sheep's foot blade, but it's almost a Warney because it's straight at the bottom and it's not a very wide blade. And that's the reason why you can't get the channel deep enough. Otherwise, your handle needs to be bigger. And if it's too big, then it's going to stand out.
There's a pickled steel slip joint right there.
Yeah, that's a proper slip joint.
Gotta love the Mads. Trouble Bunny, what's up, sis? Good to see you. Trouble Bunny wants a cutter. Oh, there's the Emperor.
Where's Ginger now?
Yeah, that's such a dope knife.
Yeah, Matilda's camera.
And I really love the buffle.
Yeah, the buffle's also going to be coming soon.
I need a buffle.
Yeah. I've had my eye on the Pickled Steel Nomad actually.
The Nomad is awesome.
Yeah,
but which one? The Gamma Nomad?
I catch myself on picklesteel.com, and the Nomad's definitely one that's got my eye.
Are you looking at the normal one or the Damascus one with that bow?
Normal, I think.
Normal one. The normal one is actually very comfy, eh? With that funky shape that it's got in the handle, it's actually surprisingly comfy. But that's just me. But Justin, maybe I can. Luckily, I know a guy there at Pickled Steel. Maybe I can make. Orange, jade, or black?
Definitely black.
Okay.
Justin, I was going to say, why don't you chat to somebody at Pickled Steel so you can get hold of the faded?
That's too big. That's for big guys like you, Gareth.
Pardon? How can you swear like that? It's love.
Gonzo, the chocolate Freyas are all gone. No more chocolate Freyas.
Unfortunately,
however, there are more stuff we do editions in new colors dropping. So no more chocolate. Chocolate is sold out, and chocolate won't be ran again, correct?
Correct.
I know somebody that went and bought, I think, 3 of those because they weren't going to be coming out again. It's somebody in the chat right now with the truck on their logo.
Oh, I know that person as well.
Gabe Harlan, that is a question I have asked myself several times. Will Pickled Steel be doing Ultim?
It's not in the roadmap or on the roadmap, but it's something that we could potentially consider, but it's not currently in the roadmap.
Just know that, folks, in the future, there will be some DBD editions coming, and you know that's something DBD might push for.
There's a lot of, I must say, I think just like Justin and them with their customs, with the demand, there's a lot of demand currently in the market for collabs and all kinds of stuff. And I think what we've also said is that a lot of people say, no, we want premium or on premium, etc. But I mean, doing 1,000 units of a specific knife, and no, you can sell it, but doing 1,000 of a premium knife, chances are you might sell 200 of them.
Sure.
You don't actually get so much movement. Everyone wants it, but not everyone is willing to buy it. And that's why we do have the premiums, And I guess, Justin, you guys can relate. That's why you don't do everything in M390 and S35, because the amount of effort that it takes in, and are you actually going to be able to sell it afterwards, that's the question.
Yeah, no, the budget collabs make a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
I think I'm going to start a second company for Aldo named Coca-Cola. And it's going to be part of the Pickled Steel range that just deals with collabs.
War Room and Jimmy Crow still pushing for that Freya in 14C in micarta.
Jimmy Crow mentioned that. Well, he was the one that mentioned that, and I thought that is such a good idea for that knife.
It could definitely work. Again, just consider, I mean, it's not going to make a massive difference in dollars, but in South African rand, there is a significant price difference between D2 and 14C. There is a big price difference. And again, if that's why I stuck with the D2. I mean, we've got S35, we've got N690, we've got 14C, M390, but the majority of them are D2 because of what they give you as the knife, the edge holding retention, the stuff that you can really do with it. They stonewash unbelievably well, etc. And but they are truly budget priced, and that's what I think makes it, for me, makes it more affordable. A lot of the custom knife makers, as I would guess, Justin, you guys, the majority of the custom knife makers I know uses N690.
We do N690 because I think that's all the old school knife makers. I don't know why they picked N690. Like the old guys, like when we did our knife makers course, they were all like N690 is the way to go, and and it's not that expensive. As an option, like stainless steel, the N690 is very good compared to M3. Now, if you go up to M390, it's like almost 10 times the price, I think.
Yeah, there are a lot of American custom knife makers that do N690 fixed blades as well, especially ones that have been around for a while. Still, they like to use N690.
I think in the fixed blade range, it's almost the best. I think a fixed blade in D2 is not a good option because you've typically got more steel to work with. Chances are it's going to get used a lot more than what a folder would get used for, or the type of use that you might do, especially in South Africa where there's a lot of hunting and camping and all kinds of stuff going on. I think the N690 in a fixed blade is what I'm almost standardizing on initially for the fixed blades that we're doing. The Impala Hunter will be N690, a lot of the others also. So
makes good sense.
See the comment there by Caleb as well. I mean, I know Johan Jordan was talking about the Nitro V, which is kind of the very similar to 154 CM, and got a lot of the characteristics of the N690, but apparently Nitro V is now the hottest thing that a lot of people are going for, because of the chemical makeup of the steel and how they've done it. It actually allows you to do quite a lot more.
Oh, nice.
So, Justin, I've got something which you can use for DBD.
Hell yeah.
One hit which you get out of knockout when it was giving me trouble.
Yay.
That makes awesome handles. So, that might be a good option.
That one's got some good coloring to it, too.
Unfortunately, it did snap, but so that's why I didn't get my arm bitten off. But yeah, that happened when you tried to bite me.
Kathleen Smith, your question about Ultim. I have 16 Ultim knives now, and I have yet to have any issues with my Ultimates. It's the handle material I carry the most, and I've carried it in a lot of different weather. I've used them for a lot of different things, and I have had zero issues with any of my Ultim cracking or failing. I don't have any worries about the toughness of Ultim.
I would say you got
actually.
Yeah, I've become a huge fan of Ultim. It's become my favorite knife handle material. It surpassed my Carta for me to the point where, like I said, I have 16 Ultim knives now.
So if you see a poster of something to do with Ultim, you'll always see DBD on that poster.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's it on the rooftops.
Oh, hell yeah, Knives and Gear Insights. You won the one of my absolute favorites. You won the Ultim Chop 2 in San Mai SLD Magic.
Yo.
Such an awesome knife from North Mountain Blade. They do a lot of SLD magic. I love and they do wicked sharp blades. What's that, Justin?
I've never actually seen the Ultim handle material. This is the first time, and
I must say, the last 2 years, it's become very big over here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about 3 years before it gets here.
And I like it because it doesn't transfer cold to my hands. And it looks cool. I've got drivers made of the Ultim. I love the honey amber color. And they even have, like I said, I've got a lot of Ultim, but they even have smoked Ultim. This is the only knife I've seen with it.
That's very nice.
It's my first and only smoked Ultim so far. But this was a Blade HQ exclusive Shark Cub. And I would love to see more of this color Ultim.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
So I'm thinking out loud here, and I'm not doing anything else but thinking before anyone quotes me. But I could almost see a Freya in Ultim instead of FRN.
I could absolutely see the same thing. Because Ultim can be 3D printed or injection molded, just like the FRN. You could do a full Ultim backspacer. I have knives with Ultim backspacers as well. I was waiting for Ultim. You can do the Ultim backspacer with the Ultim scales.
Yes,
that would have to be a DBD, Freya.
I was just thinking about the same.
I would love to do a DBD Freya.
Let me think about that a little bit, because I think that could. I cannot see any other material on a Freya type style knife except Ultim or FRN. I cannot see it with G10 or anything like that. I don't think it will work.
I could just hear a war room shouting from you.
No! But yeah, that right there with that type of backspacer on a Freya would be so sick. And you can still do texture.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So a question on the Ultim. I see that Daddy Outlaw was saying that he's heard them crack before. Which, if you drop it, obviously, I would imagine it can. What other materials can crack like that? I'm just trying to think about it now. Like your G10, would that really? No.
I have heard of people cracking it by over tightening it. I have dropped most of my Ultim knives. Yeah, with the issue in my hands. What's up, Paul Mike? I have dropped my Ultim knives and I have not had them break. I know when a few years ago when Ultim first started, there was more talk about people having issues with it cracking. But since then, I don't hear about it nearly as much. And maybe something like these scales on this particular Kubi, these are the most plasticky Ultim scales I've ever felt. And I could see these may be cracking, but even Kubi has changed, and the Ultim that they use now doesn't feel like this anymore. I don't know if they've just, gone a little thicker, or if there's just a change in their supplier, but this is the one out of all of them that I could see most likely being to crack. And I haven't had issues, and I have dropped this knife. This is one of my older Ultim knives, and it's seen a fair amount of use. So I personally haven't had it, but the biggest thing, that's what I was just going to say, Gabe Harlan. The biggest thing is you can't use Loctite. Loctite can cause it to weaken and crack. So that's.
Do they 3D print it, or do they mold it or machine it?
It can be done either way.
Okay.
It can be molded or machined. Ultim can be. And even without Loctite, I don't have issues. And you guys know I'm a fidgeter. It's not like I have the screws backing out in my Ultim knives. It's not an issue I have. So the no Loctite hasn't been a problem for me. And, the worst thing it would be is every once in a while throwing your T8 back in the pivot. But yeah, it is my absolute favorite material. And it's with texture, it is so grippy. But I have one that it has zero texture. It's just smooth Ultim. It looks amazing, and it still is grippy. Even without any texture, it's still a grippy material. Yeah, this is my favorite penguin. And the thing I love about Ultim is being able to see the liners and the action of the knife.
I get a very similar effect with the Jade G10 that we use specifically on the Ghost, where you can actually almost see through it. That G10 is exceptionally strong, but you still get the view that you can actually see through it, and that's the closest I've got to it. It's not as clear as obviously that would be, but you can still see the insides with that Jade that you use. And that's what I would have gone for. I need to think about it, because it seems like if I just read the comments, there's definitely pros and cons to using it. I wouldn't want my first Pickled Steel knife to crack to be from Ultim. That would not be cool.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of homework that needs to be done on it, especially because it's not that big this side. So the learning it, I think, is still for us anyway.
But yeah, I think it could be an awesome Freya. And with especially, it also depends on the liners. And the Freya's liners are solid.
They are solid. You're not going to move that knife.
Completely solid. So you're going to have a lot of strength behind those scales. And there's nowhere in it where there's going to be any give, because they're not machined or skeletonized liners.
No, it's a
Yeah,
proper liner.
it's become a pretty big handle material here. A lot of companies, everybody's dropping Ultim knives, from expensive knives to budget knives. And like I said, 16 knives, and I've never cracked Ultim. Gabe Harlan has made stuff out of Ultim himself without cracking it ever. And I know that there is other folks in here in the chat that make, like pocket art, and that have worked with Ultim in the past without issue. It's going to be like any other handle material, where you're going to get a lot of people that like it, and some people that'll choose a different option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
power
true.
of the choice.
But I know everybody expects DBD stuff to be Ultim. Just
are there
because.
different colors?
Well, what was that?
Are there different colors in the Ultim, or is it all just that yellow? Well, I'm sure I've seen black, or is that not Ultim?
There is black Ultim. Rips Garage Tech, who made these custom scales, also works with black Ultim. Now, you can't see through black Ultim, obviously. I have never handled black Ultim, but I'm guessing it feels the exact same as this. And there is a red Ultim. I've only seen it used so far in eyeglass frames.
Okay.
But red Ultim would be phenomenal.
No, that
You
would be
can
cool.
still see through it, but it's red. And it's, the actual material is PEI, polyethylene, whatever it is, PEI. Ultim is a brand name. Ultim, the name, is owned by the Saudi investment company. But PEI is the actual material.
Can I just... Sorry.
What's up? No, go for it.
I want to change the subject. We're going to ask Justin a question. He was holding up one of these earlier, but
A companion.
he had different jimping on it, which I was wondering to see up close. Yeah.
No,
So
not that different.
It just looks nice how you've got those circles in there, which you don't notice in this one.
That's
yeah, that's like they're a double circle.
That's the layer G10. Let me just get a flashlight here. I don't know if you can see there the layers in the G10.
Yeah,
Black and orange.
Black and orange.
Yeah, so those are the layers coming through.
That's exactly the same layers that we would use in the mats. Those layer G10.
Yeah. So whereas that's just the solid green that it's drilled into.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had to go deep enough, you'll get that red.
You would, but I chose that at the show because that one just spoke to me. I saw a lot of the other ones as well, but that specific one for me just did it. And the way that it felt in my hand, it just worked for me. So
yeah, I can feel that.
That knife, I tell you, once you start using that, you're going to start realizing what a cool EDC that actually is. Not that Gareth is going to use it, and not that DBD is not going to send it back.
It'll go. I'll make sure you get your custom back.
I sent it to DBD.
No, your custom will make it back. I just can't guarantee that the type and prototype will.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, I've got my baby. I'm waiting for my baby. I can't play with other like customs until my baby eventually gets here. I'm waiting for her.
Man, that I'm watching Justin play with that companion, and it just looks so nimble.
Yeah, no, it does. I really like the companion's feel in the hand as well.
I
Just
love that one.
contour is so good. So
Hey, Justin, are you able to access Instagram at the moment?
yeah, I am. Just pull it up.
I'm going to run a giveaway and give away this knife that was donated by Lefty EDC.
All right.
And if you would like to shoot me a message on Instagram with a number and a number range, we're going to play the numbers game, and the number you send me will be the winning number. And you pick a number range, and that's what we'll have people go for.
All right.
And then, Justin, I'll send you a quick WhatsApp, then you can just share with me the number, okay?
Okay, thanks, Justin. I just got it. Words. The number is.
Send for DBD.
You know I appreciate you, Fook. Already dropping the numbers game rules before I even had to ask. 18 and older. We need a U.S. proxy shipping address at least. We know all of you guys have a proxy shipping address. Only one guest per person. Closest without going over, and do not put your number in until we give the range and you see green lights. What's up, Arizona EDC? How are you today?
How's it, Arizona?
Man, listen to that ding. I love that ring when this goes out.
I was going to pass that on, but I'm enjoying that sound. I think that can be added to my box.
Yeah, I could cut the box open and slide this in the bottom.
Okay, DBD, I did send you a message. If that's
awesome, I've got that now. So, folks, when you see Fook Doozle drop green lights, your number range will be 1 to 100. Wait for the green lights. Range 1 to 100.
I'm actually going to enter for Justin.
There you go. Green lights, one guess per person. Closest without going over wins. Ties will go to a knife off.
Sounds good.
So
this knife was donated by Lefty EDC. I want to give Lefty EDC a big shout out. And thank him for donating this for giveaway. Very cool of Lefty.
So I hear your ding, and I'll raise you my dong. Listen to this. Right.
Ooh. Barbie, it's 1 to 100. Yeah, that's got a nice sound to it. I still need to check out a Django.
Brian, I think my Aries
1 to 100, Gonzo.
My Aries Cardinal, I think, is with Matty at the moment. Metastraction.
That is such a cool Cardinal XL. I can't wait till you get to handle it. I love handling your knife.
One day.
If you're just popping in, number range 1 to 100, one guess only. We're going to let this run for another 30, 45 seconds. And then when you see my homeboy Fook Doozle drop the stop signs, it will be over. So if you haven't got your guess in, get it in. 1 to 100. Or a Civivi Incendi. New in box with all the stuff. All the Civivi accoutrement. Wicked hollow grind on this. It looks like it would be thick behind the edge until you find it's a wicked hollow.
Can actually hear my little puppy dreaming outside there where they're busy. Yep.
Time's almost up, folks. What's up, Louie? If you haven't got your guess in, Louie, it's 1 to 100. One guess only. Thank you, Fook. The winning number, I saw at least one person hit it. Jesse hit it at 77. So did Paul Might. Okay.
I should have taken my race number.
So I've seen two so far going to a knife off. Mods, if you'll help me double check, I'm looking to see if there are any other 77s. I believe it's Paul Might and Jesse. That's what I am seeing on my screen.
Yeah, just Paul, Matt, and Jesse.
Yeah.
So that can...
Paul, Might, and Jesse. So I will ask Justin for one more number and a smaller number range.
All right.
And we will do a knife off between Jesse and Paul Might.
Good luck, both of you.
Awesome. Knife fight time.
Fight, fight, fight. Round two.
Bing.
All right, DBD, it's over there.
Appreciate you. All right, number range 50 to 100. 50 to 100. Let's go with Paul Might and Jesse. No need for green lights. I'll just take one guess from each of you, please.
Good luck, you both.
Yes, good luck to both of you. 50 to 100 is your number range, gentlemen. They're thinking. You both still here? Jesse, okay, that's Jesse's number. Paul Might, let's get yours. You still with us, Paul? I'm going to give you about a minute to give me a number, Paul. I'm hoping you're still here.
If he's not there, then we can do it the real, I guess, the most ethical way possible. Start with the alphabet, and we'll start with A, and then I'll give
I like it. So far, Jesse is going to win because he's the only one giving me a guess. Paul Might, are you still here? I'm hoping you didn't get dropped. I need a number, Paul Might. Mrs. Deadly says he stopped to take a dump.
I can still tag him. I'm playing with my son's birthday present from 2 days ago.
Yay, yay.
Pickled Steel.
Yep.
Is that the Sven D?
Yep.
Paul Might running out of time?
I had to keep this one quiet for a while. Yeah, I do. I had to keep quiet about it for a while.
By the way, this is a flipper only, but you can easily flick off the blade. Hey, Matisfaction, what it do? All right. I'm about to call it. Jesse, I believe you have won something from me before, but still hit me up on Instagram, homie. Hit me up on Instagram with your shipping information, and I will get this Civivi Incendi over to you. Sever7 has a question for you guys. Is it possible to polish gray G10 to imitate like an aluminum or titanium look?
I actually have no idea.
I don't know.
I usually do a matte finish on my G10, so that'll be a nice experiment maybe. But yeah, I don't know.
Congrats, Jesse, on your new Incendy. Does anybody else have questions for our guests? While we're still here.
Well, if you guys are not going to mind DVD, I need to jump.
I understand. I know it's getting late for you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Getting
no,
late
it is
for me,
getting
so
late.
I need to jump, unfortunately. So thank you for the opportunity to join. I let the guys have as much airtime until you forced me to come on, and then I have to show stuff again. But thank you very much, and I'm so glad that Justin and Blicks and Blades had the opportunity to show off their great work, and hopefully you guys will see it when you handle it in the pass around. And yeah, watch the space. We'll communicate in the next week or so from my side the things that will be coming and landing.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna jump off, guys. Justin,
Appreciate you, Aldo.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day, homie.
Cheers.
Right.
Kayla, or who was it that just asked? Daddest Outlaw. If you're talking about Blicks and Blades, Justin said turnaround time is right about 2 months-ish.
Yeah, that's where we try to keep it at. But with the rate orders are coming in, it might be closer to 3, going on 4. But yeah, that all depends on how the orders stack up.
And then if there's already being a box pack to come to America, then, your timing to save you money might be to, let it go into that next box coming this way. Or you could pay direct shipping from Blicks and Blades and get it sent right to you.
We'll probably always, as you all know, I've normally got knives going over there to send to you guys. So the likelihood of it,
there's a good likelihood of it being able to get into a shipment already headed this way.
Yeah, and then I'll cover the shipping for it, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't mind adding a few bucks to.
No, don't push. It's just the least I can do.
Thanks, Gareth. I appreciate it.
So, guys, you're looking at custom fixed blades from 120 down. I mean, I'm talking about with natural materials, with synthetics like G10s, $70, $85, folks. US, like I said, up to like 120-ish.
Yeah, that's about the range.
Yeah, I am familiar with Lexan as well, Sever, but I prefer the gold of the Ultim.
I do want to just give a shout out to Matty, my North African friend there, on Satisfaction.
Northwest Africa?
No, just my North African. The story behind that is he kept on saying, I'm from South America. So we kind of traded places, and now I'm from South America and he's from North Africa.
Gotcha. Yellow and black were the original Ultim colors. There is a red Ultim. The giveaway knife, Rob Robertson, was the Civivi Incendi. INCENDIE. I just did a review on this week. It's a 2 Civivi review. So there is a link in that if you'd like to purchase it and help out the channel. Civivi and Cindy. I think the review was on Monday or Wednesday. Does anybody else have questions for Justin or Gareth? I know it's getting late over there for these gentlemen. And we've had Justin now for a couple of hours.
If anyone has a question, shoot. I'd be happy to answer for a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
So
and then,
I'm
we're going to have to let these guys go for show.
looking for
Before we get to that, I do
Really
want to
great
thank
being
you
on.
very much for your time today, Justin.
No problem, DBD. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
And I appreciate Gareth hooking this stuff up for me, of course.
anytime. Anytime.
And I'm definitely looking forward to getting you back on here when I have the companion in hand.
Yeah,
That's a
no,
big good
I'm looking forward to as well, getting to hear your thoughts on it. And yeah, you actually having it in hand is going to be nice.
Yes, and now I know that I am definitely on that Nightcrawler for sure.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, I like that Nightcrawler. That's about a 5th pocket carry for me. I like that.
You know, I can 5th pocket just about anything with my 511 tactical pants. You remember I threw this in my 5th pocket when we were on the phone. Yeah, the Cold Steel 8015 fits as a 5th pocket for me.
All it takes is a knife to go like this into your 5th pocket, and then it opens, and then you can fit any knife you like in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin, as well for coming on. I know I know you were stressing a bit, and that in the beginning you're nervous. Should I say? Just put it say nervous. That's a better way of putting it. But yeah, you handled it well. Well done.
Is this the first time you've done a live stream, Justin, with any knife reviewers?
Yeah, that's right. It's my first time doing a live.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it. It was also the mag pocket. That's right, Backwoods Blades. Yeah, it was Johan Jordan's first as well. That's really cool.
All right. Yeah. No, it's really nice getting the opportunity to come on with you guys. I don't think the YouTube space is as big here in South Africa. So yeah, it's really nice getting into that with you guys. And I appreciate Gareth reaching out. I actually was surprised to find out someone did a review on the companion. So the morning I watched the review, I haven't messaged Gareth before. So yeah, after watching the review, I got a message from him, and that's where it all started.
Hell yeah, very cool. The Incendy, Caleb. I will type it real quick. Civivi Incendy. J1 Doobie, what's up?
I think, the companion was my first video, actually, or a long stream video. And I still don't know if it's going to make it over there. It might get a button off in its place or something.
Yeah, I know one of the folks in the chat just said be prepared for a whole lot of Nightcrawler orders.
I'll be ready. I'm glad you guys like the design. The Nightcrawler is one of my favorites. It's exactly why I still carry one. And yeah, I like the idea of a double-edged Bowie over something more traditional, maybe like just a dagger. Because
I agree. It's something that you could use better for an EDC if the need arises. You can use it that blade shape really well, but it's still well suited to self-defense.
Yeah,
that's exactly. Out biltong, not jerky, eh?
Hey, yeah, biltong.
biltong defense knife.
Sorry, just one thing which that pommel on the back of that.
On the Nightcrawler.
Yeah, you didn't mention it, but also I like that idea because it gives you that extra on the return.
Yeah, it's got a striking end there with the steel exposed just a little bit, so you won't
just
damage
enough
your or your G10, and getting that little glass breaker / skull crusher effect.
Yes, I dig it.
Yeah,
I really, really dig it. Yeah,
that would be the only change I would make
soon. What was that, Gareth?
That would be the only change that I would make to this, is to have that at the end.
That little pommel.
Yeah.
That would be easy. We could definitely do a modification like that.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about him doing them all custom. He could make you one just like that.
100%. I try, like, I've been trying to give the bad, or what I don't like about a knife and all of that, and I couldn't find anything here really, other than it would be nice to be a bit bigger. And now that,
Gareth always wants bigger.
Thanks, Gareth. That's awesome.
no, I enjoyed it. Anytime, man.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I really appreciate both of your time, and much appreciation to the Cripple Crew for hanging out for this almost 4-hour stream now.
Definitely.
Very much so.
And for all the questions that we had for Justin today. Really excited to see how many orders you start getting from US.
I know.
When that pricing gets out, it's going to be it's going to blow up.
Cool. I'll give you guys an update when I'm back on.
Hell yes. Great. We will have him on again soon. And I hope everybody has a killer weekend. Stay safe, stay frosty. Most importantly, stay deadly.